stepfather,
18-year-old Beverly Lopez and her boyfriend, 20-year-old waiter George Chantarasaka, are suing George's former lover, 19-year-old tutor Saram Muth, for breaking into their home and stealing property.
Pronounce your last name for me.
Chantarasaka.
Chantarasaka. What's your first name?
George.
George. Do you mind?
No.
According to your complaint, this young lady is George's former girlfriend.
Ex-girlfriend.
Former, that's former.
Oh, okay. Oh, sorry.
And it is your claim that she broke into the apartment that you now share with George.
Yes.
Broke the door to your bedroom, vandalized the room, and took some of your property. Your defense is that it's your apartment, and you have the right to go into your apartment because you're on the lease.
Yes.
And you did take some of her property, but that was a mistake.
Yes, I did.
But that you gave it back to her.
Yes, I did.
When did you break up with George?
We broke up a week before I left, which was about May 24th.
And when did you come back to the apartment on the incident that Miss Lopez is complaining about?
A week after June 11th.
And when did you move into the apartment, Miss Lopez?
I think the last week of May.
And you moved in with George?
Yes.
So now he's your boyfriend?
He's been my boyfriend. We broke up for about a month, and that's when he got with her.
So you went from her to her, back to her, is that right? Is that what you're telling me?
Yes.
You must have some secret something, George, and if you do, it's got to be a good secret, because I don't see it. Now, you came back June 18th. Tell me why you came into the apartment. What were you looking for?
I came back to the apartment to drop off his wallet because he left it in my cousin's car. And I was there to pick up some of my stuff and take it back to California with me. Little did I know, my door was locked. So out of anger, I broke my door knob
The door
off.
that you had that you say was locked, is that a door to a bedroom that you had shared with George?
Yes.
So it was George's bedroom as well?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
So I broke off the doorknob, went in, took my stuff, and I also took her stuff out of anger.
And where did you put them when you took them?
I actually took it with me to California, but then I realized my stupidity, and I brought it back the next day.
You're lying.
Just a second, did you get it back?
No, I didn't get any of my stuff back.
Show me that you brought it back and gave it to her.
I have a witness who can't come in because she's a minor.
Well, then if you have a witness that I can't question, then you have no witness.
You're right, I don't. But I did bring it back. Why would she wait for a month to file a report saying that I stole her stuff?
I called you and I told you that I wanted my things
Listen,
back.
Miss Lopez, don't speak to her. Speak to me.
Okay.
Did you get your property back?
No, I didn't.
Okay. You have a bill for the replacement of the doorknob?
No, I don't.
No, I don't know.
But this is the doorknob. This is how it looks when she broke it off.
I don't need the doorknob, madam. She says she broke the doorknob. I need what it's going to cost to fix it.
Well, we don't have the bill.
You have a list of items that she took out of your room?
I have a police report.
Well, you originally told the police, madam, that all the stuff that was taken was original value and current value were the same, $900. Why are you suing her now for $4,500?
Because my things are actually worth more than $900 at
You
the
mean
time.
they increased in value since you filed the police report?
No, I didn't.
Listen to me. If you file a police report and they ask you what the value is and you gave them their original value and the current value, I assume that when you filed that police report you were trying to be as accurate as possible. Is that right?
Yes, but at the time I wasn't really thinking because I was really...
Now you're thinking? Is what you're telling me now you're thinking? Heaven help me. You have no right to take up property and you have no proof that you returned it. I have no idea how much it's going to cost to fix the doorknob because you don't bring me a bill.
And she broke my video camera too.
You have a bill to have it fixed?
No, I don't.
Well, what am I supposed to do? I'm not a mind reader.
Your Honor, I did not break his video camera.
I'm not considering the video camera because people have to know that when they come to court, they have to be prepared. They have to be prepared with documents. They have to be prepared with receipts. They have to be prepared.
But
I'm speaking.
Oh, I'm sorry.
They have to be prepared with an estimate of what it's going to cost to fix property if there's an allegation of damage. And if you don't have that, the judge isn't going to get it for you.
Your Honor?
George, you got it?
Yes, yes.
Good. As far as you're concerned, You made this report soon after the incident occurred. You told the police what happened. You told the police what your property was worth. You told them at that time that it was worth $900, which is probably a stretch. Certainly that stretch isn't going to be stretched into $4,500. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $900. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out. Ms. Chan, parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated, sir. Have a seat.
Mr. Newsom, it is your claim that owing to the defendant's negligence, your dog ran away. I assume this is the dog. As a result of that, you found the dog in pound. You had vet bills, pound costs, etc. Ms. Chan says that you were a squatter on her property. You were not a tenant there. That the dog was left in her backyard. She opened the gate to leave. Your dog ran out. She had absolutely no obligation to go chasing after your dog. And in addition, she says that while you were a squatter there, you hit her house with your truck. You caused damage to her home. She wants you to pay for that. Ms. Newsom, do you own this house?
I own the house.
How many apartments do you have in the house?
3 houses over there, triplex.
3 houses.
Right, triplex.
And Mr. Newsom, he is not a tenant of yours, is
No,
that right?
not at all.
Is that
Not
right,
at all.
sir?
Yeah, I didn't live there.
Did you park your truck there at her house?
I visited my friend Mario on the weekends because I lived in LA at the time, and then I was working in Yorba Linda, so I stayed in Yorba Linda during the week, and I come in town on the weekends and stay with him on the weekends.
So you were staying there with your truck?
Yes, on weekends.
For how long?
I don't know, a month and a half or something, I forget now. He was, until Mario moved out. I don't remember, I wasn't paying attention.
Well, let's try to pay attention
Yeah.
and get specific. What month did you start to come in to visit Mario?
It would have been November 2003 through December of 2003.
And when did your dog disappear?
I guess, from what I understand, it was 4 days before I came to pick him up, which would have been on the 15th of October, I guess. I realized he had disappeared on the 19th when I came to pick him up.
You said you stayed there from November of
start staying-
2003 till December of 2003.
That's right.
Your dog disappeared in October. That doesn't make sense.
That's right, because I wasn't staying there when my dog was being watched there. I went to Oregon to visit a friend and his mother who was dying. When I came back is when I, at that point, started staying there. And he was watching my dog for me while I was gone in Oregon.
How long did you leave your dog there?
I don't know, I think 10 days it was.
What's your name, Mario?
Yes, ma'am.
Stand up. Mr. Carmona, where was Mr. Newsom staying when he stayed in your house?
He would either stay upstairs, sleep on the floor upstairs, or because I had my aunt, my brother, and his girlfriend at the time, he didn't want to be a further inconvenience. So he said just lend him a couple blankets and he'd go ahead and just sleep in his bed of his truck for the night. I'd tell him to go upstairs and sleep in the...
And in what month did he come to stay with you?
But he didn't live, like you said, he would come over and visit on the weekends, but that started around November, about November.
All right. Now, when he left in October, he says he left his dog with you. Did he leave his dog with you?
Yes, he asked me if I could keep an eye on his dog while he went to go take care of some business that he had to take care of up in Oregon, I believe it was.
So, did you take care of his dog?
Yes, he left all the food that he needed. He left it upstairs with me.
How did the dog get away?
That is a good question. There was an incident where the dog was running around loose prior to Mr. Newsom leaving to Oregon. I had to call him because I couldn't put the dog back on his leash, on his runner.
Why not?
He wouldn't listen to me. I called Mr. Newsom. He had to drive back an hour. He put him back on the leash, and I informed everybody in my house, don't let him off the runner. He had plenty of rope, plenty of chains so he could run around.
So you left him in the backyard?
He had a big backyard to run around.
You left him in the backyard?
Yes, ma'am.
Did he come into the house in the evening?
No.
So you left him in the backyard all the time?
Yes.
Was this backyard solely for you and the 2 other people on the lease, or was it for a lot of other people?
It was a shared backyard.
Well, what gives you the right to put the dog in the backyard?
None, but I did ask Ms. Chan that I was going to be keeping an eye on the dog. There was a doghouse in the back because there was already a dog
When
back
did
there.
you ask Miss Chan if you could
Before
keep the dog?
Mr. Newsom left for Oregon,
Did
I
he,
asked her.
Miss Chan?
No.
Of course not.
Yes, I did.
No, I don't believe you.
Okay.
Don't believe you, sir.
No.
If you had a dog that you couldn't control and there were other tenants using that backyard, it is unlikely that a landlord whose insurance is responsible would say, sure, keep a dog that's uncontrollable in the backyard so my other tenants are going to have trouble. Unlikely.
Ma'am.
All right. Do you know how the dog got away?
No, ma'am. All I know is when I left to work that morning, the dog was on the leash. When I came home, It wasn't on the leash. I spoke to Ms. Chan, asked what happened.
And what did she say?
She said she had opened up the gate to give both dogs because the other tenants that lived on the property had a pit bull that, if Ms. Chan may remember correctly, the first day that I went over there to look at the apartment
Just tell me a favor. Just tell me what happened with your dog.
I asked what happened to the dog.
And she said?
She said that she let the dogs out to play and she opened up the gate so they could run around and they never came back.
What happened, Miss Chan?
No, because I went out. I parked in my car in the backyard. When I go out, I go to get my car and I gotta go. So I opened my gate, I went, and the dog went too. They both went together. One is female, one's male.
So they were not on a leash?
No.
They were not on the lead?
No.
Okay.
Not at all.
And you didn't go after them?
No.
Right. I wouldn't go after them.
It's not my dog. Why should I go after them?
Absolutely right. What else do you want to tell me?
I would like to tell you that Mrs. Chan was totally comfortable with my dog being there. And once I come back from Oregon and found my dog, took him to the vet, took care of all that, and I still continued to come on weekends and visit. She had no problem with me helping her property. Her property was in pretty bad state of...
what does that have to do with your dog?
It's got to do with the fact that she was comfortable with me being there when I was helping her out on her property. She was, before her denying that my dog was allowed to be there, she had no problem with my dog being there.
Just a second. You're not following, sir. She has no duty to run after your dog.
But she has the duty, if she says it's okay for my dog to be in that yard, to allow it to be there while it's there.
Listen to me, sir. She has no duty to run after your dog.
You're right. Unless she let him off his leash.
She says she didn't.
Of course she did. She's not going to admit to it now that I've got a $500 bill in front of her. Yeah, I guess not. She was pretty sure I wasn't going to sue her either. But the problem we have here is...
Listen, Slick, take care of your own dogs. If you have to go to Oregon, take your dog with you.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Madam, I can't tell what happened with this house. The house looks like it's in deplorable condition.
The whole property is.
That's why he
Listen
hit
to me. I'm speaking. I don't need you to help me.
You're right.
And later today,
he was incarcerated for 2 years. Then he became uncontrollable again, and he was getting physical with me, pushing me around, and he was getting really out of hand.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. James Newsom says his friend's ex-landlord, Lai Chan, allowed his dog to run away. Lai says James is homeless and he was squatting on her property.
Listen to me. I want to know if when you were going into her house, you banged into her house.
I never went in her house, and I did not hit her house.
Okay. When do you say he hit your house with his truck?
During the time he stayed in my backyard, and at night, because it's dark, he said he can't see it. He hit it, and the next morning I asked him to...
What date?
I don't have the date.
Well, why did you wait so long?
Because he's homeless.
Because
I don't know where he is.
No, it's because she countered her suit after she received mine. Of course.
Probably true.
I went over there the other day after I found out she was suing me and took pictures of the only place you could possibly hit her house. And the house doesn't show that, I mean, the house is just in bad shape altogether, but I don't know how you could say if I hit it or I didn't hit it. I mean, it's just in bad shape. Although I did re-roof one of her houses that I have another suit against her for because she refused to pay for that. And I have pictures of the fact that the house she lives in has got a roof blowing off and a house next to it that's hers. I did the roof on and I have not been paid for that.
What?
This is an estimate.
Madam, I can't tell what happened with this house. The house looks like it's in deplorable condition.
The whole property is.
That's why he
Listen
hit.
to me. I'm speaking. I don't need you to help me.
You're right.
The house is in deplorable condition. I can't tell what he hit and what he didn't. He just said he didn't hit your house. You're not responsible for his dog. He's not responsible for your house.
You know what?
Mario
Check
moved
this
out?
Yeah, it's
Mario
gone.
moved out?
Gone.
Good. Goodbye. Have a happy life.
And I knew you'd do that. That's all right, though.
Good.
That's all right.
Always excuse. Step out,
You did
please.
exactly what I thought you'd be. Come on, Hood. Let's go. That's why I should never come to this court. I knew she'd do that. All I know is he wasn't there when I came back from Oregon, and nobody told me nothing.
He lied in the court. He's been staying there for at least 4 or 5 months.
I came in, I asked Mario. He just pointed and said, go talk to Miss Chan. He didn't want to tell me a word.
I tell him, that's your responsibility. Don't put me on.
I went and talked to her. She goes, I don't know nothing. I know nothing.
I don't want to help nobody no more. Once enough. And they put me on the court? No.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Hammond versus Hemstreet. Step forward.
16-year-old Robert Hammond III and his dad, Robert Jr., are suing Robert's mother, property manager Carolyn Hemstreet, for taking back a truck she gave to Robert for his 16th birthday. Carolyn claims the vehicle was never a gift.
Mr. Hammond, this is your former wife and your son that two of you share. According to what I read in your complaint, since your divorce, your son has spent time with both his mother and with you.
Yes, that's correct, Your Honor.
And sometime last year, when your son was living with his mother, he turned 16, according to your son, his mother gave him a truck. Is that right, sir?
Yeah, that was actually earlier this year.
That is right, Your Honor.
When did you turn 16?
June 20th of 2004.
And when did your mother give you the truck?
Well, I started driving the truck when I was about 15 and a half. When I got my driver's permit, she started letting me drive it with her and then with other adults just to learn how to drive vehicle. She basically physically gave me the truck. On my 16th birthday, she was like, oh, happy birthday. This is your truck. Do what you want with it.
And that was June 20th of 2004.
That's correct.
When did you go to live with your father?
I moved in with my father September 4th of 2004.
Now, from June 20th, 2004 until September 4th, 2004, when you lived with your mom, did you drive the truck every day?
Yes.
Did your mother drive the truck?
Very rarely, because she has like 4 other vehicles. She has a brand new Dodge Ram.
Who else lived in your home with your mother?
It was just me, my mother, and my stepdad.
Now, when you went to live with your father on September 4th, you took the truck with you?
Yes.
And when did your mother take it back?
I think it was approximately September 27th.
Tell me about that.
Well, basically, I was living with my mom for a while, and then she started getting really frustrated because she was trying to buy a new house, and she got really stressed out, and she was like, you know, oh, maybe you should move in with your dad, this and that. So I was like, okay, well, you know, maybe I'll look at it. So I ended up starting to talk to my dad, and I was talking to my different aunts. And they were saying, yeah, you know, at this point in your life, you know, it's better to live with your father. But basically, you know, I was just really stressed out trying to deal with my senior year and then having my mom, you know, stressing me out because I wasn't able to work, and like I wasn't able to rely on her to give me money.
So you went to live with your father.
Yeah.
September 27th, she took the truck back. My question was, tell me about her taking the truck back.
Oh, basically, she came up to my school September 27th, and she came with the pink slip and everything because the truck was still in her name since I was under her custody. And she was like, so, do you want to give me the truck back? And I was like, no, because it's not really your truck.
When had she asked you for the truck before September 27th?
A few days before that, she had came over to my grandma's.
Tell me about it.
Okay, well, I was over at my grandma's. It was about September 25th.
Don't play with your paper, madam.
And she came over requesting the truck, and I was just in the middle of like helping out my grandma doing some work for her. Mom was just like, oh, give me back your truck, this and that. And she tried to like physically take it from me. I refused to give her the key.
Was that the first time she had asked you for the truck?
No, I think she had asked me on the phone once before that, but then I thought she had dropped it because I was just like...
Well, what did she say on the phone?
I don't remember her exact words, but basically she was like, oh, if you want to live with your dad, basically you need to pay for the truck. She was like, you can pay me in payments. She was just basically saying, oh, you need to pay me $5,000 for the vehicle.
And what did you say?
I said, that's not really realistic because the truck was given to me as a gift. Therefore, I invested money in it, and I didn't think I would have to pay you back for the truck that was already given to me. So I was like, no, I'm not going to pay you for a truck that you supposedly gave to me.
From June of 2004, when you got the truck, until September, when you moved in with your father, had your mother ever made any statement to you that would indicate that she expected you to pay her for the truck?
No.
Never?
Never.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. 16-year-old Robert Hammond III says his mother, Carolyn Hemstreet, took back a truck she gave him for his 16th birthday.
Now, when you moved in with your father in September, you made some modifications to the truck and you did some work on it?
Oh, no, I made the modifications while I was living with my mother. She had encouraged me to do the modifications because the truck, it was like a pink truck. And basically, you know, I didn't feel comfortable driving around with a pink truck, you know what I mean?
You mean pink in color?
Yeah.
Okay, so you painted it and did whatever else?
Had it lower, it had rims put on it, you know.
I'll hear you.
Your Honor, I allowed my son to use the truck because we lived 8 miles south of town.
Did you ever say to him on his birthday, here's the truck?
No, I said, you're authorized to use the truck now that you have a license, because he was cited for driving the vehicle without a license, and he was speeding also.
So you're telling me on his birthday you said to him, you can now use the truck?
Well,
is that what you're telling me?
Well, he was using the truck against my better wishes prior to his 20th birthday.
16th birthday.
His 16th birthday. Well, he acts like a 20-year-old, excuse me.
Were you in favor of him moving in with his father?
No, Your Honor, I wasn't.
Why not?
Well, Robert had just recently been released from a group home where he was incarcerated for 2 years, and he had been with me approximately 3 or 4 months, and then he became uncontrollable again, and he was getting physical with me, pushing me around, and we were verbally assaulting each other, you know, cussing each other out, and he was getting really out of hand. But
what kind of work do you do, Mr. Hammond?
I work for the state of California. I'm an insurance claims representative.
Does your judgment of divorce provide for custody for your son?
Yes, I do have sole physical custody.
In the judgment of divorce?
Yes.
Is there an order of support?
Yes.
Your former wife is supposed to pay support for him?
Yes, there's several $1,000s in arrears that she has not paid.
Why is that?
Well, Your Honor, at the time, I've been disabled for approximately 16 years since Robert was an infant. And at the time...
What's the nature of your disability?
I'm a bipolar. I stressed out as a result of job-related stress working with the Sheriff's Department at a prison.
Has the order of support ever been lifted?
Yes, Your Honor. There was a time when I had sole physical custody of my Robert, which was just prior to him being with his father. And also, I owed his father child support, and he was also paying me child support.
How much do you owe him in child support?
Approximately, I figure I owe him about $15,000 in child support.
Do you have other children?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
How many?
I have 2.
How old are they?
10 and 11.
Your disability didn't prevent you from having other children?
No, sir. I had the children shortly after I became disabled.
Can I see the pink slip for the truck, please?
Well, Your Honor, I don't physically have the pink slip because I did sell the vehicle. I sold it to an auto dealer for $1,800, which was below the Blue Book value.
Let me see.
This is a statement for the sales, and then also...
Very silly lady, Miss Hamstreet.
Well, sir...
You are a very, very silly lady, madam.
Okay.
I don't believe this. That's not the way a dealership, whether it's a used car dealership or anything else, prepares a bill of sale. They put a VIN number on there, they put plate numbers on there. I don't buy this. This does not look, to me, like the kind of receipt somebody gives when they purchase a car if they're a corporation.
That is correct. I agree with you.
Well, okay. How much did you spend on the car?
A little bit over $2,000.
Miss Hamster, you are a very foolish woman. You have a son who's 16 years old, who maybe is putting his life back in order, maybe, maybe not. At least he appears to be getting along reasonably well with his father. It is clear to me that you at least led him to believe that this car was his on his 16th birthday, that he invested some money into it, into making it his, giving it lack of a pink tone, a more masculine tone, and doing whatever else he did with it. You owe $15,000 in child support. According to you, you sold this truck, if I believed you, for $1,800. Your relationship with your son is not worth $1,800.
No, but I felt compelled to do so because my son almost killed us in a truck once by stopping in traffic. And recently he was involved in another accident, a rear-ended. And so I felt like I didn't want to give my son a vehicle that might ultimately end his life.
You gave it to him already.
I gave it to him to use, Your Honor. But Robert, physically, he was aggressive, and he took the truck from me, him and his father.
No, you told me that you gave it to him. You said you gave it to him and told him.
I gave it to him to use because of where we lived.
Listen to me. She says she sold the truck for $1,800. I can't tell you whether she sold it for $1,800 or not. I don't think that she would know the truth if it came up and slapped her in the face. In any event, that's what she says, and I think that she had no right to sell a truck that she gave to you. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,800. That's all.
Thank you.
Judge Johnson versus Ishmael. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated. Folks, have a seat.
Bird, I'd like you to do me a favor. Since there is a potential for there being some serious yelling there by me, you can take these 2 children and see whether they amuse themselves elsewhere.
Gotcha. Come this way.
Miss Johnson, according to the complaint that I've read, you rented a house.
An apartment unit.
Or an apartment unit in a little complex.
Yes.
Where the defendant also lived.
Yes.
The owner of that apartment unit is her mother.
Yes.
You, according to you, have the right to use the driveway because the driveway can only accommodate 1 car, and if a second car is pulled behind your car, you can't get out.
Yes.
So far, is that right?
Yes.
That the unit is rented to the plaintiff. She has the right to use the driveway.
I don't know what agreement they had.
Do you have an agreement?
Yes, I do have
I'd like
an agreement.
to see it, please.
That the agreement, the landlord gave her a copy of this. She has a
I'd like
copy
to
of
see
that.
it, please. So this is an agreement by your mother, who's the owner of the property. The owner of the property gives exclusive use of the driveway to Miss Johnson.
I have no knowledge of that agreement.
I don't believe you. In any event, you are bound by it.
Okay, can I ask you a question? If I don't know anything about it, how am I bound by it? Because I have no copy of that, no knowledge.
Listen to me. I find that you knew that you were not supposed to use the driveway. Don't speak.
Okay.
Just listen.
Okay.
I find that because even in your answer to her complaint, you say, I only left my car there for a minute while I was dropping off groceries. So you knew very well, because unless you don't speak to your mother,
correct,
And if you didn't speak to your mother, she wouldn't let you live there. So I find that you knew exactly what is contained in this letter of agreement. You can say no from today till tomorrow. My job is to figure out who's telling the truth. And you don't want me to label you a liar before we even start, right?
Right. But
good. So I suggest you keep your mouth shut until I get to you.
No problem.
Were those your children?
Correct.
Which is why I put them out. According to your complaint, there have been ongoing problems with the defendant with regard to parking behind your car.
Yes.
When did they start?
It started in April of this year.
What happened this year that made this problem occur?
Well, when the contract was originally written in December, Adrian at the time was not included nor excluded because at the time she lived in the front house. She didn't have a car at the time, but when she had a car years ago, she parked her car in front of the house. So April 2005, she pulled her car up behind me and blocked me, and I have pictures.
When did she get a car?
I didn't even know that was her car. When I called her mother and said I'm blocked in, and she asked me to describe the car, she said, "Oh, that's Adrian's car." So I saw that same car parked on the curb, like in the street. I thought it was abandoned because it doesn't have a license plate on it and there's no VIN number.
I see the pictures.
So I had no idea that that was even her car. Her mother had to tell me it was her car, so I don't know. This is a picture of her car.
Prior to that, there had been no difficulty because she did, according to you, either didn't have a car, or if she did, it was parked in the front of the house.
That's correct. At the time, we were just not on speaking terms. But there were no problems with her parking the car back there because she always parked in the front.
Any reason why you weren't on speaking terms with her?
We've never gotten along since childhood, and
so you know each other for a long time.
Exactly. Our personalities are just very different. You know, we keep very different friends, and her ways have made me decide that she's not a person that I want to even hang around with.
Okay, so the first time was in April.
In April.
When was the next time?
The next time was on April 15th. She blocked me in for about 4 hours. I called the Department of Transportation and the police, and they called me on the phone to find out 4 hours later if the car had been moved, and by that time she had driven off. The next time she blocked me in was on May 20th. She blocked me in for about an hour.
Did you ring her bell? Did you try to call her?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I definitely did. I always, you know, I holler because our door, the way my door sits, is her backyard is my front yard. So I call her, or I have my daughter go knock on the door. I don't have her phone number, and she wouldn't let me out. She'd be like, I'll move my car whenever I want to. So on the 29th, when she blocked me in, her mother was out of town, and I was getting ready to go to work. She pulled up behind me, blocked me in. So I said, "Hey, you need to be quiet. I have to go to work." I'll move whenever I want to move. So she walked into the house, and I'm like, "No, what am I going to do?" The police called me 4 hours later. They never showed up. So I figured the best way to get her to move her car is to make her feel like a caged rat. I closed the gate, here's a picture of the gate. I closed the gate and locked it. Immediately, she came running outside. Instead of coming to my door and saying, "I'm ready to move my car now," she bagged up and rammed the gate and ran it down. I called her mother and said, "Annie," I called the police. They came within 30 minutes. I said, "Annie Mae, Adrian ran your gate down because I locked her in because she would not move her car so I can go to work." And they came out. Here's the police report and made an incident.
Can I see it, please?
This is the police report. It's the letter. The police report. It's the letter from.
All right, that's May 29th. Let me look at the police report.
Okay.
Her mother signed this report.
That's correct.
Okay, so your mother signed this report against you.
Yeah, because they said I couldn't make the report. Oh, okay.
Go ahead.
So after that, on June 6th, I was coming home from work, 7:30 in the morning, hear a car pull up, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, it's Adrian. I have to leave out here in an hour to go to my exercise class." So I hollered out the window, "You better move your MF car." And she ain't moving nothing, you know. So she went on the house, and I'm like, "Well, what am I going to do? Because I'm not going to miss I lost 60 pounds. I'm exercising. I'm not going to miss my class." So I decided the best way to move her car was to bag it out, and I bagged her car out into the street where it turned into the curb. She got upset, came out of the house. "Oh, you done did it now, you B."
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
You are lying to me because any sensible person.
But you don't know me to say that.
Whoa, I know you.
No.
I know exactly who you are. Get your hand off your hip. There's only one attitude here. That's mine.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Lynette Johnson says her cousin, Adrian Ishmael, damaged her car and her driveway gate. Adrian says Lynette pushed her car into the middle of the street.
So you pushed her car out?
I did.
With your car?
With my car. And so she got upset. I saw her, she jumped in her car, got her key, she came around, and I saw her coming, so I quickly closed the gate, I locked it, and she rammed the gate into my car. And that's where I have the damages right here.
Can I see it?
And her landlord kept telling her, you don't have any business there. The police come out, here's the police report. You have no business being there. You can't explain why you're there.
Okay, now I'll hear you.
Okay, first of all, that's a total lie.
Let's start with 2 days that I'm interested in.
Okay.
The first one is May 29th, when your mother signed a police complaint against you.
I agree. I admitted to the vandalism. I did do that.
Okay. Why did you park your car behind her car, fully knowing that you were really rendering her unable to move because your car was there?
Because that's not the truth. First of all, can I explain my story? I usually do park in the front of my house. I was getting my house painted. The painters messed up my front door. I couldn't gain access to my house through the front anymore. So I had to go through the back door to gain access to the house. That's the only reason I was parking in the driveway.
Just a second. Let me understand this, Miss Ishmael. Because the painters were working on your house and you had to use the back door, you couldn't park in the front and walk to the back. You had to drive. I'm speaking. You had to drive your car there. How far is it from the front door to the back door?
But that day was right before a holiday, and I had bought a lot of groceries. I mean, a whole lot, because I was having a barbecue the next day. And the only thing I was parking in the driveway for was to unload the groceries into the house. And that was the day I rammed the gate. And Lynette is not being...
Just a second. Now let's get to June 6th. There was no holiday, no barbecue.
Right.
So what were you doing parking behind her car again?
Just unloading groceries.
You already had a major problem a week before. What were you parking there for?
Because, like I said before, I did not have a copy of any agreement. You said you don't believe me, but I have no reason to lie. I had no account of that. That agreement was not between me
Miss Ishmael, let me explain something to you, madam. Your mother signed a complaint against you.
No, she did not. She did not. That was
no. You listen to me.
Okay.
Your mother signed a complaint of vandalism on the 29th of May. And what you're asking me to believe is you had no communication with your mother.
Correct. Correct. That's the truth.
Listen to me. I don't believe you. You are lying to me because any sensible person.
But you don't know me to say that.
Whoa, I know you.
No.
I know exactly who you are. You are somebody who is a passive, aggressive person.
That's not true. That's not true. You don't know me to say
Fortunately, madam, I went to college. I went to law school. I passed the bar. I was appointed a judge 3 times.
That's great.
So I'm the only one that gets to make the decisions. When you're sitting here, you can make the decision. So I decided that when common sense suggests to me that somebody is lying, I'm willing to go with common sense. And common sense indicates to me that when you're living in a house and you know that only one car can gain egress or ingress from one space, and you choose time after time after time to block this lady's car in, that you have a passive, aggressive personality.
But
and if you are, I'm speaking. Okay. And if you are living at a premises that's owned by your mother, who happens to have your last name, and your mother is privy to an agreement between this lady and other tenants, that unless you and your mother, you're living on Saturn and your mother is living on Pluto, then your mother said to you, don't park in the driveway. Not to unload groceries, not to unload your kids, not to unload your temper, not to unload your temper. I don't believe you. Can I see the estimates now?
That's why I'm saying you're not giving me a right to prove my case. That's not fair. This is not fair.
Life, madam, I want you to understand something. Life sometimes is not fair. Go ahead.
She parked my car in the middle of the street and endangering the lives of
You're absolutely right. She had no right to push your car into the street. Now I want you to show me what damage was caused to your car as a result of being pushed into the streets and the estimates for its repair.
There was no damage because I got my car out the middle of the street.
Right. There was no damage.
I'm not claiming damage. All I'm saying is that what she's accusing me of is not true because you have not given me a chance to state my case. You have not given me the equal time to...
Listen to me, madam. My time is more valuable than your baloney. What you did time after time was to block this lady's car in, and I can imagine the frustration. Everybody who drives a car who's been in a situation where they've parked a car and somebody blocks them in and says, I'm just going in for a pack of cigarettes, I'm just going in to pick up a quart of milk, I'll be out. And they say, come on, could you move your car? Get your hand off your hip. There's only one attitude here. That's mine.
I don't have an attitude. So I'm saying that because my back is hurting, ma'am.
Well, that's
why
too
I'm
bad.
doing
Try
that.
to keep your back in check until this case is over.
That's always
good.
I'm
Very
doing.
good. And maybe it hurt from carrying all those groceries. Listen to me. Everybody who's driven a car knows what it's like when somebody behaves disrespectfully with no clue as to other people's time. That's you. Maybe if you had some more to do, you would think about other.
True.
Who do you work for?
I'm a chef at a fish market.
How many days? I'm speaking. How many days a week do you work?
I work 6 days a week.
Did you file tax returns this year?
Yes, I did.
How much did you earn on your tax returns that you filed in April?
$14,000.
You know, you're making it up as you're going along.
Okay.
Judgment for the plaintiff, the amount of $827. That's all. That's to fix your car.
Judge Judy.
That's it.
What about the days when you
That's it.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Misery Love Company, and she's very upset that she couldn't put me into the sandbox.
This didn't just start. Since she was a child, she's been crazy.
She's a jealous, envious person.
You tried living in front of a psycho. Anthony Perkins, watch out. It's a new psycho in town.
I'm very happy. Thank you, Judge Judy.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Childress versus Reese. Step forward.
26-year-old Ciara Childress is suing her ex-boyfriend, Casey Reese, for kicking her car. Casey claims Ciara punched him in the mouth.
Miss Childress, Mr. Reese and you have a child together, but you are no longer in a relationship. According to your complaint, Mr. Reese vandalized your car by kicking it. Mr. Reese does not deny that he kicked your car, and he said he kicked your car instead of kicking you. Close.
Exactly.
So, when did this incident occur?
It was on May 2nd.
Where?
In front of his, he has 2 other kids. It was in front of his kid's mother's house.
So you went there?
Yes.
Had you told him you were coming?
Yes.
When?
About maybe 15 minutes earlier, I was coming to get a cell phone from him.
What happened when you got there?
He came outside and we were arguing. We had been arguing.
Why were you arguing?
Just different things.
You want to tell me?
Yeah, I can tell you exactly what happened. Ciara came over to get the phone.
Why did you have her phone?
Actually, it's my phone, but you know, she does pay the bill.
Just a minute. Why does she pay the bill?
Oh, for her to keep in touch with.
Why do you want to keep in touch with him?
Because of my son, but I don't do that anymore.
Okay. So you're coming to get the phone and you were annoyed.
Right. Because basically,
keep going.
He doesn't do anything. I was bothered. I was trying to get my child support, different issues that I, not consistent with getting my child support. He had disrespected me. I think at that time he was speaking with somebody on the phone in front of me, on my phone, and I had hit him. He hit me back.
You mean on this date?
Yes.
On May 2nd, you hit him?
Yes. And he hit me back.
No, I hit your car.
He hit me back.
Well, you had no right to hit him.
You're right.
What did you expect him to do?
I don't
Just
know.
suck it up?
I guess so.
Well, you're wrong.
Apparently.
Apparently. You think you're going to hear from my mouth, you know, you're not supposed to hit a woman? Not from my mouth. You hit him, and he's allowed to defend himself. Okay, Mr. Reese, so she hit you. Where did she hit you?
In the face.
And what did you do?
See, what happened was when she hit me, she raised up the window, so I kicked the car.
We were outside.
I was outside.
We
She
were
was sitting in the
outside.
car.
How'd I hit you in the car? We were outside.
Easily,
I
the
slapped
window
him.
down.
He punched me in my arm. He ran into the house. He came back out talking about his lip something, came out, kicked in my car 3 times.
What do you mean talking about his lip?
His lip, apparently, I hit him in the mouth. Apparently his lip was whatever. I had a bruise on my arm.
I don't care about your arm.
Okay.
I don't care about your arm.
Okay.
I care about your lip. Was your lip bleeding?
Yes.
Because it wasn't a slap, because he must have punched you.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't.
And let me see the damage to your car.
I did not punch him. I slapped him.
Well, you may have slapped him, but you slapped
really
him hard
wanted
enough
to.
to
We should-
make his lip bloody. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Where were you when he kicked the car?
I was inside my vehicle calling the police.
Why were you calling the police if you assaulted him?
He punched me back. Does that make 2 wrongs make a right? He punched me back and kicked in my vehicle.
but this makes me feel better. You have no right to put your hands on somebody else. And if by putting your hands on Mr. Reese, his reaction was to kick your car, which is really what you're saying, right?
After he punched me.
And I'm telling you, A, I don't believe he punched you, and B, if he did, you took a picture of your car, not your bruised arm. So evidently this was more important to you than your bruised arm.
Actually, it wasn't, because I went and got a restraining order the next day against him, so it couldn't have been.
Well, I want to tell you something. I wouldn't have given you a restraining order.
Related.
If I were the judge sitting there, I wouldn't have given you a restraining order. I would have showed you the door. You started it. You started it. You started the problem. First, you wanted to control him by giving him a cell phone so you could keep in touch with him over your son, which is a lot of baloney. And second, you put your hands on him because you went over there, and you went over there annoyed. You went over there looking for a fight. You got a fight, and you ended up with a dented car. Pay for it. Your case is dismissed. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out. Felicia versus Cass.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Judge. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated. Folks, have a seat.
Mr. Felicier, the defendant was your landlady for approximately 6 months, and according to your complaint, she had you falsely arrested for both assault and menacing in September 2007. So you want to be compensated for your bail and the time you spent in jail. Ms. Cass says that you were, in fact, high on drugs, that she had every right to call the police because you behaved in a threatening manner, which she will describe to me. Describe this arrangement. Was it a house, an apartment building?
She lived in a trailer, and I had just gotten a position at a Key Largo elementary school as a commercial electrician, and I needed somewhere to stay. So she rented me her screened-in porch for $400 a month.
On what date did you move into Miss Cass's screened-in porch?
Around January of 07.
How did you find the screened-in porch?
She had an ad in the paper for $400 a month.
What did the ad say, if you remember?
I think it said room for rent, $400.
Did it have a bathroom?
I had privileges to the kitchen and the bathroom inside the trailer, so I would sleep outside in the screened-in porch, and whenever I needed to use the utilities, I would go inside, no problem.
And there was one bathroom in the trailer?
Yes, there was.
Who else lived in the trailer?
Her by herself and her 3 dogs.
How do you support yourself, Miss Cass?
I have a pet sitting business called Precious Care Pet Sitting.
You mean you take care of them in your trailer?
No, I go to people's houses when they go out of town and take care of their pets.
That pays the bills?
Well, that once in a while I had to add a roommate to help, but during the summertime it's slow, so I needed a roommate to help pay the bills.
So why don't you tell me, Miss Cass, how it came about that you had the plaintiff arrested?
Okay, Friday he came home and he was really happy that he didn't use any cocaine because he was starting a new job on Tuesday.
Let's start again. Friday was what date?
It was the Labor Day weekend, the Friday of Labor Day weekend. I'm thinking September 1st.
Of 07?
Yes, ma'am.
He came home and told you?
He didn't use cocaine. He was at a party and he was all excited because he was supposed to start a new job on Tuesday. He was unemployed. On Saturday I woke up, he was gone. I didn't really keep track of where he was coming and going, and I get a call at 10 o'clock at night. He's all jacked up, stating that he found a real house and he was really excited that he was moving out and not to be mad at him, that he'd be by later to get his things.
Had he ever used drugs when he lived in your house?
Not that I was aware of, Your Honor.
Okay. Did he come by that day?
Yes, ma'am. He came by at 3 o'clock in the morning. He was all wild-eyed and all hyper, and he kept saying, "Don't be mad at me, Mommy. Don't be mad at me, Mommy." But I got a real house with a bathroom, and he was all excited. And I said, "No problem. I don't mind." And I asked if he did use drugs, and he admitted it. And I also have it in the deposition that he took that he admitted it.
And
in the
what
deposition, this case was originally a civil case. So 3 months ago, he took a deposition and admitted that he did admit to me that he did cocaine.
I'd like to see it.
Yes, ma'am. And I also have his police report, his background, that he's been arrested for cocaine and trespassing
I'd
charges.
like to see the deposition first. Did you sue her?
Yes, I filed a suit for restitution, punitive damages, wage lost. I was in jail during my birthday. She put me in jail during my birthday.
And what happened with that case?
I turned it into a small claims because we couldn't come to a resolution in the civil.
Your Honor, his lawyers walked out in the middle of the deposition and made a motion to withdraw.
The lawyers withdrew from representing you?
Yes. May I add, because her lawyer was filing motions and injunctions and just making the whole thing harder than it really was.
What did you expect her to do, roll over?
Well, that's true, you know. But I just wanted her to admit that what she did was a lie.
Were you using drugs that night in September, sir?
No, not that night. Maybe the night that I left.
The night that you left?
The night that I left, yeah.
Yes.
But when I came to the property to get my property, no.
That night, the night that you left, were you using drugs?
Yes.
What kind?
Coke and marijuana.
Where'd you get it from?
One of her social friends.
One of her friends?
One of her known friends. I didn't know him.
It wasn't my friend.
I knew him through her because I didn't know nobody. I just got in town to work.
He knew from an old roommate.
Okay, so the night that you left, you came home 3 o'clock in the morning to get your stuff. Where were you going to live?
At where they offered me another place.
They offered you another apartment. Who's they?
Her mutual friend, Augusta.
So she offered you what kind of a place to live?
A room, indoors.
And you decided to take that?
Well, I decided to give her a notice that I was planning to move.
Okay, so you called her at 10 o'clock.
So look, they offered me this place. I think I'm gonna plan to move.
And then you came home at 3 o'clock.
To get his stuff.
That's what you said to me. You came home at 3 o'clock in the morning. Well, when did you come home? You called her?
At night, that 10 o'clock that she's talking about. That's when she had all my stuff in the porch.
No, first you had to call her, sir. Otherwise, she wouldn't have known that you were moving, right?
Right.
So first you called her.
Yeah, I called her and told her I was planning to move. But then later on, at 3 o'clock you're talking about, I came maybe to get a toothbrush or something. But it wasn't to get my stuff and leave.
He came to get...
Okay. Shh. I don't know whether it is or whether it isn't. Whether he came to get his stuff or he came to get his toothbrush. Whatever it was. He was high. He came home to get his toothbrush. You had already packed up all of his things when he called you at 10 o'clock, you said, and put his stuff on the porch.
The next day, Your Honor. The next night.
What happened when he came home at 3 o'clock?
When he came home at 3 o'clock on Saturday night, he was just all wired and telling me not to be sorry, and he went in the bathroom and cleared all his personal items out, told me he was getting some of his clothes and he'd be back Sunday to get the rest of his stuff.
Fine. And then what did you do?
I just went back to sleep, and then Sunday, Augusta came over crying at 12 o'clock, begging me to take him back.
He did?
The girl that he moved in with.
Planning to move in with.
So you didn't move in with her?
No, I planned to move.
What happened with Augusta?
Well, when I told her that I was planning to move, and then I went back to get my toothbrush or bathroom belongings, like she said, she had my things on the porch.
What happened with the other girl?
So when I went to get to the property, she called the cops. The cops came. They said, you can't do that to him. He has tenants' rights. You have to go through the eviction process.
So you have to
they
go
told
through
me
the
for the
process.
night. They told me for the night, see if you can go somewhere, let the heat cool down. All right, no problem. I go to Augusta's house. And she followed.
Just a second. When you went to Augusta's house, were you high?
No.
When did you get high?
Probably the night before, because I was there maybe 2 nights.
Go ahead.
And then they told me to go somewhere for the night. I said, all right, I think I'm going to go to the lady that offered me the place. So I go to Augusta's, hey, look, this lady's causing me some drama over there. Can I spend the night over here? She followed me to that house after she wrote on the police report that she was terrified for her life. Even the police officer told me himself, boy, if she's so scared, why she followed you? Lies, more lies than false, whatever she did. So when she showed up at Augusta's house, she said, this lady's over here causing you problems, stirring up trouble. I can't deal with this. So I went back to her property, spend the night, no problem. Morning came.
Even though the police told you not to go?
Yeah, they told me if that doesn't work out, though, you have no choice. Come back, no problem.
They didn't tell that to you at all?
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Edgar Felicia says his former landlord, Karen Cass, owes for falsely charging him with assault and battery. Karen claims Edgar broke into her home and attacked her.
Police don't say that.
No, they know because...
Police don't say that. They say you better let things cool off for a night and come back tomorrow.
That's true, but if you don't have no other place to go...
They didn't say that to you.
Well, due respect, I was there.
No, I'm telling you. I've been around a block longer than you've been born. The police never told you should come back if it didn't work out with Augusta.
They told me to find somewhere else to stay for the night.
That's right. That's what they told you.
And if that didn't go well, to come back, okay, no problem.
Oh.
So I come back and I sleep. I'm just telling you what they told me. I mean, you know what I mean? So I go to sleep and I wake up the next morning late to work. I got fired because there's drama with her. I go to Publix to get me a little Aunt Jemima breakfast. And right when I'm coming into the trailer to open the door, she had it with the chain. Boom. That's when I started recording, which I have here the recording of what she's talking about, that I came in the house. And the whole recording shows I didn't even get through that door.
How did you record that?
On my camera phone. I had a camcorder on my phone. I said that was the only option I had. I had no witnesses around me. I already seen where this was going to go.
So why did you go back there?
What, that morning?
Yeah.
Because that's where I lived. That's where I lived. They told me, if you can't find nowhere to go, just go back. And when I went to work, I came home. She had all this locked up in the house.
So what did you do?
So then I just started recording. And she's on the phone talking to her boyfriend. Turns out her boyfriend called the cops. The cops come. When the cops come, they tell her, so what happened? She's saying, oh, I was banging in the door, whatever. And I've seen my mom get beat for 15 years, and I'd be darned I would put my hands on a woman. Sure, I have drug related cases in my past, but I have never had anything violent. I mean, I weigh 150 pounds soaking wet. I'm not a threat to nobody, you know, and for her to accuse me of something that I did not do, and my dad had to send me bail money from New York. I spent my birthday in jail. I lost my job, and to add...
Do you think that none of that had to do with the fact that you were using cocaine?
Nah, because that was like 2 days before.
Listen to me. If you used cocaine 2 days before, you used it 2 days before that, and 2 days before that.
Nah.
So you just used it once in anticipation of your birthday? Is that what you're telling me?
It was a get-together at her friend's house, so, I mean, they had it there, and it was just a little social, so we did it. So then later on, when I went back to the house, that's when she had
How
all my
many
stuff
times
back.
have you been arrested for possession of drugs? I don't want to say.
I believe twice.
Background check.
99 and 04.
Could it have been more than twice?
Not that I remember. Shouldn't be.
Well, you would know how many times you were arrested for drugs.
Twice. 99 and 04.
Now I'll take a look at the rap sheet.
7 times. Thank you.
Well, here's the 99 possession. They stop you on traffic violations, right?
Like tickets?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've had a couple tickets.
Charge 1 was a non-moving traffic violation, but charge 2 was cocaine possession on the same date. That was 2004.
Yeah, that was, a matter of fact, Christmas Eve, I believe.
Right. You had an arrest in 2005.
Yeah, I think. I mean, what's
Pled
it
guilty?
for? And as you're looking at the report, I know you don't see anything violent in there.
Nothing violent. I see a trespass only.
Right. So that's not, you know, it's out of my character. Besides the fact I seen my mom get beat all my life, so.
I'd like to see your film. And then I'd like to see your complaint. The complaint that you lodged against him.
Oh, yeah, I have it right here, man.
That's the porch there. This is the morning I'm coming back from Publix. Boom, there's a chain.
What are you doing? You're not supposed to be in the house. I can come in the house. I have keys to the house. Get out. Don't start going into the microwave. You're not allowed in the house. I told you you're only staying on the porch. No, how about you use the bathroom, lady? You're not. Take a shower, lady. You're not supposed to be in the bathroom. They said I'm not supposed to be in the bathroom? on the porch, Edgar. That's last night for you guys. Get out of my face. I can't just stay on the porch. I got keys to the trailer, lady. You can't just put a chain on it and me not take a shower. You're not allowed in this Well, then you gotta put something in there for me to cook it and blanket myself in bath. No, whatever. I just went. In the house. Bro, that was just for last night. Oh, and did they tell you just for last night? Yes, I asked her, because I told her, look at the chain she put. Now, what am I supposed to do? She goes, well, just go outside of anything for tonight, but tomorrow's okay. They never said I'm supposed to be in the house, you dimwit. They never said you're supposed to be in the house. I can come in the house and use the utilities, I'm supposed to. Then why am I paying you rent for? You know what I mean? Do you want me to call so I can use the microwave over here? I'll call him, don't worry about it, I got the number.
There's only part of the tape. He did get in the house.
How did he get in the house?
He broke the chain. It's on the police report, Your Honor.
You did swear under oath, right? Yeah.
I hit speed dial on my boyfriend's phone because I was hysterical, and my boyfriend called the cops. It's a very small town. The next thing I knew, there were 4 cops. What he's not telling you is the night before, he had pushed me and tore the phone out of the wall, which he admits in the deposition and in the police report.
Can I see the police
yes,
report,
ma'am.
please?
There were 2 incidences before that.
No, let me see the police report. Would you please, I must be missing it, would you give this back to Ms. Cass? Would you please show me where he admits that he pulled the phone out of the wall?
Yeah, it's in the...
Just show me, you say that in the police report he admitted that he tore the phone out of the wall. Show me in the police report where he admits tearing the phone out of the wall. That would be a violent act, would it not, Mr. Felice? Ripping the phone out of the wall would be a violent act.
Yes, ripping the phone off the wall.
Okay, and you...
But unplugging a charger would not. There was no ripping. Unplugged.
Shh. Well, whether you pulled the phone out of the wall, sir, or you pulled the charger out of the wall so that she could not get to the police is irrelevant. Either way, your purpose was to prevent her from calling the police.
My purpose? Well, they came over that night.
Your purpose was to prevent her from calling the police. Otherwise, would you kindly tell me what was the reason that you pulled the charger out of the wall? Were you trying to Made pancakes?
No, I was trying to give her a second to think about what she was doing.
You were trying to prevent her from calling the police.
To make a false report, yes. Because everything she did after that was false. She said I tried to kick in the door. She said I cornered it in the room. I mean...
It's over. You're not going to win the lottery here.
Nah.
It's finished.
I'm not looking for the lottery.
It's finished. First of all, you are not allowed to rent the porch on your trailer. It is an illegal thing that you're doing. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand that? And you can't take money from him and then decide that he's too much trouble. Too much trouble right in the middle of his month. Because he paid you by the month or by the week?
He paid me by the week, and he was advertised as a roommate.
If he's a roommate, then he has kitchen privileges.
Correct, but that night the police said to stay out of the house until I went to the state's attorney's office the next day, which I got.
No, they gave him a cooling off night. That's what they do. They give him a cooling off night. The police do not have the power to evict him. They have the power to say to somebody when they get a call of alleged domestic violence, look, I don't see anything terrible going on here. Go take a walk. Cool off tonight. Things will look better in the morning. That's what the police will do. You do not have the right, after taking money from him, to lock him out. When you say he's a roommate, you didn't even...
Ma'am, there's no locks on the door. He was never locked out.
Well, he was locked out because there was a chain on the door.
That's my house, but they told me until we go to the state's attorney's office in the morning, I have an injunction, a restraining order. They said till I go to the state's attorney's office at 9 in the morning, he's not allowed.
Are you telling me that you got a restraining order between the time he left the night before and the time he came back in the morning? Of course not. You didn't. It's over. Move on with it. You did, in fact, commit a violent act. You prevented her from calling the police, which is what she wanted to do because she felt threatened. And you prevented her from calling the police by pulling her phone charger. Evidently, she doesn't have a phone that actually plugs in. She uses a portable phone that's charged into the wall. It's over. Forget about it. Finished. Both of you. Now that it's in my hands, you've filed a civil case. You had a lawyer. You had a lawyer. You all both spent all kinds of money. Finished. It's over. Forget it.
That's what I've been... I mean, this has been a year and something.
It's been a year. Your case is dismissed.
I have
it's
spent
been a year.
$4,000 in attorney fees.
I don't care. It's over. Finished. You both behaved inappropriately. He did and you did, because there was probably a little bit of what he said that was true. That you wanted him out, that you exaggerated a little bit once it became testy. There's no question in my mind, Ms. Cass, that that's what you did. But he provoked it. He can't come home high on cocaine. He doesn't even know what he's doing if he's high on cocaine. Do you understand, sir? Goodbye.
I wasn't high when I came home.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Judge. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated. Ma'am, have a seat.
Ms. Holderbaum, Mr. Gutierrez is the cousin of your ex-husband.
Yes, ma'am.
And at some point, I don't know whether you were still married to your husband at the time. I assume you were. Is that right?
Yes, I was.
You co-signed a car loan, a lease, for Mr. Gutierrez.
Yes, I did, Your Honor.
And then something happened. You took the car back. And it ended up costing you a bundle for the lease. You want Mr. Gutierrez to be responsible. Mr. Gutierrez says, because of the way this all came down, it's your problem. When were you and your husband divorced?
Our divorce...
Or separated?
We separated in February of 06.
And when did you co-sign this car lease for Mr. Gutierrez?
September of 04.
Why didn't your husband co-sign for him? It's his cousin.
My husband told me it wasn't a good idea. I basically looked at it as he was a young man, a hard worker.
Your husband, who was his cousin, known him his whole life, said to you, "Don't do it, Shelley. It's not a good idea." And you want to know something? I would have told you the same thing.
I know, Your Honor.
Okay. So you co-signed this car lease for him. What kind of car did he lease?
Ford Expedition.
What did he need a Ford Expedition for?
For him and his family.
How large is your family?
I have my wife and one son.
You could drive a smart car with your wife and one son. What'd you need a Ford Expedition for?
Well, first of all, when they came out, I would like to have a Ford Expedition.
I would like to be 5'6". It didn't happen to me.
The thing is, sometimes I take my trucks to work, and I need more seats because I got like sometimes 3 to 4 helpers.
What happened to the truck that she co-signed for you?
Well, I had an accident.
Tell me about the accident.
Well, in Detroit, Michigan, where we live, it snows.
Just tell me it was in the snow.
Yeah, it was snow.
What did you hit?
I hit a post on the sidewalk.
A post?
Yeah.
Post wasn't moving, right?
No.
So what happened to the car?
It didn't start back, so I called Shelly and told her what happened that day, and she just told me, I gotta call the police to make the report. So she was gonna call the insurance, and she will call me back.
What happened, Shelly?
Well, he hit a light pole, you know, no fault. He called me. I told him, as long as you're not hurt, nobody's not hurt, that's great. Even though I co-signed, I carried the insurance on the vehicle because I was afraid. If he didn't make a payment, I would find out about that in 30 days. If he didn't pay the insurance when something like this happened,
gotcha,
I would have been up.
Gotcha, Shelly.
So what happened was, it went to the body shop. They towed it directly to the body shop to the tune of $9,000 worth of damage, which wasn't even the problem, Your Honor. I had no problem. That's why they call them accidents. But while the vehicle was in the body shop, I received a certified letter from the DEA stating that Mr. Gutierrez was stopped in St. Louis, Missouri on January 19th with $309,900 in the vehicle. That's why he couldn't have the truck back.
So they were telling you that they were seizing the car?
No, they had given the vehicle back to him on site. They seized the money. They gave the vehicle back and released him.
What was $309,900 doing in your Ford Expedition?
I don't know.
Hidden in panels. It was just not in a duffel bag, Your Honor. It was hidden in compartments in the vehicle. So they basically ripped the truck apart, the whole interior, like plastic parts in the thing. The front console was ripped apart. Well, when I received that letter, Ford Motor Credit received the same letter.
Just a second. How many cars have you owned in your life? Give me an approximate number.
8.
I can't believe you're so much younger than I am. Probably owned 30 cars in my life. Aside from an occasional quarter that you may find, you know, when you're cleaning out your car. What would you do if you found $309,900 stashed in your car in various compartments? Would you have thought that the Tooth Fairy really existed? Mr. Gutierrez, did you really like this truck? You said you really wanted this truck, right?
Right.
And you used it for your family?
Yes.
And you used it for your work?
Yes, ma'am.
What kind of work do you do? Don't look down.
Carpet
Look at me.
installer.
What?
Carpet installer.
Carpet installer.
Yes.
You do the work yourself?
Well, I have helpers.
That help you?
Yeah.
You go on the jobs with them?
Yes, ma'am.
You go on all the jobs with them?
Yeah.
So I assume if you have helpers, Mr. Gutierrez, you put them in the back of the car. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
So you drive?
Yes, I drive.
And when you go out with your wife, does she drive?
No, I always drive.
So when do you think someone snuck this $300,000 into your car, Mr. Gutierrez?
Well, I'm not sure, ma'am.
Your Honor, and when he had the accident in February, less than 5 months, he had put 11,690 miles on that truck. And when I had called Mr. Gutierrez, because this was before I even knew about this happening, I called him, I said, you're only allowed at $12,000 a year. What were you going to do about all these miles? Because after $12,000, you're over for the year. He says to me, well, I was going to have somebody roll them back. I almost fell out. I said, you know,
This is the same person that put the $309,000 in his car.
He said, and I'm like, I'm a police officer. What are you talking about?
You're a police officer?
Yes, ma'am.
Still a police officer?
Yes, ma'am. I have an exemplary, never been disciplined record.
Oh, Shelley.
I know, Your Honor.
Shelley.
2.5 years a nightmare I've been living this to help somebody.
He's a nightmare.
I know, Your Honor.
Where did you travel, sir, in the first few months that you had this car? Listen to me very carefully. Where did you travel, Mr. Gutierrez, in the first few months that you had this car while you were busy with your wife and your son and installing carpet to put 12,000 miles on it in 4 months?
It was almost 12,000 miles.
Where had you traveled, Mr. Gutierrez?
I went once. I went to El Paso, Texas.
El Paso?
And
from where?
From Detroit, Michigan.
From Detroit, Michigan to El Paso, Texas?
Yes, ma'am.
Probably where they stuck all this money in your car.
No, ma'am. And when I use it for work, just to go from my house to the shop where I pick up the material, it's 30 miles.
Detroit to El Paso is how many miles, Mr. Gutierrez?
It's 1,100 miles.
One way?
Yeah, one way.
And how long did you stay in El Paso?
I stayed like for 4 days
Who did you go with?
with my grandma.
With your grandma?
Yeah.
What's her name? It's not an answer when I ask you your grandma's name.
Ramos.
How old is she?
She just turned 80.
What did you take her to El Paso for 1,100 miles in a truck?
She lives in Juarez. It's the border with El Paso, Texas. And I went there to visit my family.
You said you took your grandmother in the truck.
No, I didn't took her.
So you drove there by yourself?
Yes, ma'am. I drive from...
You see stupid written over here, Mr. Gutierrez.
No. Ma'am, no.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Somebody was doing something naughty in this vehicle, like transporting drugs in the car. Now, I'm not suggesting that someone would be you, sir. I'm not suggesting that at all.
And later today,
Mr. Courier says, I'm cute. Aside from saying I'm cute, you thought he was cute and nice.
Yeah.
He is, yeah. It's just a mooch.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Shelley Holderbaum says her ex-husband's cousin, Vicente Gutierrez, crashed a Ford Expedition that was leased in her name. Shelley says the vehicle was eventually seized by the DEA.
How much did it cost you because of the over mileage and because of ripping the car apart?
$1,272.21 for the over mileage. The deductible on his accident was $350. The repair for the broken parts inside the vehicle was $715.50. I also had to pay for the pole he hit in the city because the city waited till after 6 months to bill it. I have that right there.
How much?
So the insurance wouldn't pay that. That was $399.49. I had to make April and May's payment on the vehicle while I was in the body shop.
How much?
$500.35 for each month.
I gave her that payment.
He paid February, Your Honor.
How many payments did you make?
My ex-husband made March, and I made April and May.
You made April and May?
Yes,
What
ma'am.
payment did you make?
The last payment was February, and I paid
She
her.
paid March and April.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And May.
And I paid her for the pole that I hit, and I paid her all of the 2 deductibles for the insurance.
You paid those. Do you have checks for that?
No.
Did he pay you
I
for
do.
that?
I have my checks.
No, did he
for those.
pay you
No,
back
he
for
did
that?
not, Your Honor.
Maximum in your state is $3,000. Is
Yes,
that right?
ma'am.
Because this comes to $3,271. Mr. Gutierrez, either you're the luckiest or the unluckiest person on this planet. The luckiest person on the planet would find $300,000 in their car. That would be the luckiest person in the planet. The unluckiest person in the planet would have $300,000 in their car and not be able to get it. So if you think that I believe the story that you're telling me, I don't. Somebody did something nice for you. Somebody who has a career in law enforcement. Somebody who could be humiliated. If somebody was doing something naughty in this vehicle, like transporting drugs in the car, a car that she co-signed for. Now, I'm not suggesting that someone would be you, sir. I'm not suggesting that at all. The fact that I never found more than maybe 75 cents in a car that I've owned would not necessarily be dispositive in this case. But you cost her a bundle. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $3,000. That's all.
Are these excused when they step out?
I was on my way to El Paso, and the police stopped me.
Well, I kind of feel like I got some justice in this manner
And they found that money in there.
by getting my money back.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Capozola versus Courier. Step forward.
21-year-old Kristen Capozola is suing her former roommate, 22-year-old Joshua Courier, for rent, a broken computer, and the cost of pay-per-view adult movies.
You know, I decided that we could save the judicial system a whole bunch of money and just have much smaller apartments that were cheaper, that people could have themselves so they don't have to have roommates. And we would be able to save as a community fortunes of money because we wouldn't have all these cases. Then I would, however, be out of a job, and my children would be very unhappy. Ms. Capozola, the defendant used to be your roommate. You claim he owes you some money. He owes you money for rent and utility bills, and he damaged your computer, and he downloaded porn on your computer, and it was very messy. Mr. Courier says, I'm cute. Aside from saying I'm cute, He says, well, he sort of ran into some difficulty, and he's going to explain it all to me. This is the girlfriend?
That's a friend.
This is the girlfriend that downloaded the porn on the computer.
Nah.
What do you do, Mr. Courier?
Cell phones.
Cell phones for whom?
T-Mobile.
How long have you been working for them?
Like 2 months.
How much do you make at T-Mobile?
It's hourly, like $8 or $9 an hour.
You take home a paycheck every couple of weeks. How much is your paycheck?
Roughly $8.50.
And who do you live with?
I live by myself.
What is this? I mean, is that a question or is that a statement?
I live by myself.
And how much rent do you pay?
It's $6.50.
You have a car?
No.
Have any other big expenses?
No.
Great. So you would say you're on your feet financially?
Yes.
Great. That's really good. Because one of the things that Ms. Capizzola says is that you told her you would pay her back for covering your rent when you got on your feet.
Yes.
She's got to back into it, that's all. You know, you can't get on there right in the front. Right in the front's boring. You got to back into it.
There you go.
Right?
That's right.
All right, Ms. Capizzola, when did you start to room with, and it was just a roommate, is that right?
Yes.
Just a roommate. The charming Mr. Courier.
October of 2006, he contacted me looking for a place to stay. I offered mine and my mother's home, with her permission, of course. We lived together there for approximately 3 weeks and then signed a lease in mid-November to move out.
How long had you known him?
About 3 years.
From where?
We met at a party.
You thought he was cute and nice?
Yeah.
He is. Yeah. It's just a mooch. Yeah.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Yes, sir. Now, who rented the porn?
My ex-girlfriend.
And did she watch this all by herself?
Yes, I had no recollection that she was watching it.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Kristen Capizzola says ex-roommate Joshua Courier owes for rent, a broken computer, and for adult movies he ordered and never paid for. Joshua claims it was his ex-girlfriend who ordered the movies.
So, you moved into this place in
November.
Both of you signed the lease?
Yes, we did.
Now, he paid his rent for a while, and then according to
No.
him, he hit some hard times.
The rent was never paid to begin with. The first month we were there, he mysteriously lost a money order, and I was forced to pay the entire month of that rent.
How much was that?
That was $320. But the next 2 months went well. He did pay rent on time.
Great. Well, that's what he says pretty much. Until April of 2007.
Correct.
What happened in April 2007?
My check bounced. She called me and told me that it bounced when I was at work and that we need to figure out how we were going to pay it. And so showed up at the leasing office. We tried to figure it out. I don't know, like a week went by. She called me and told me...
Get over, please. You know I'm getting older by the second.
Okay,
Did she cover your rent?
In April?
Yeah.
No.
You paid it?
No.
Who paid it?
Nobody.
How could you not pay rent? Did you pay the rent?
Yes, I did.
Of course she did. You mean the landlord says you're such a nice guy, I'm going to let you just breeze over? How much rent did you cover for him?
For March and April, I covered $960. Total, I covered $1,600 and six.
Now, according to you, you don't really deny this in your answer. You said, I always paid my rent until April when I was having money issues. Kristen told me not to worry. She told me just to get back on my feet.
Yes.
Well, you're back on your feet, right?
Yes.
So you got to pay her the rent.
I don't feel like I owe her the money because she told me not to worry about it. She said, sign yourself off the lease and then move out by the 1st. And I got the rest. And she was there.
1st of what?
The 1st of May.
1st of May?
Yeah.
Well, we're talking about March and April.
When I paid March rent, my check bounced. In April,
Well, I understand that.
And then April, I had like a couple days until rent was due, and that's when the check bounced. That's when she called me and said the check bounced.
We're talking about rent for half the month when you first moved in when you didn't have it, and for 2 months,
Yeah.
March and April, and you moved out in May. Is that right?
Yes.
That's all I'm talking about. Do you have proof that you paid that rent?
No.
And are you back on your feet?
Yes.
Perfect. Cute, but no cigar. What else do you want from him?
I would like half of the Comcast bill that I paid for 5 months. The agreement was we wanted cable, we wanted internet, we wanted a phone, so...
He should have turned it off. He should have turned it off. If he wasn't paying it and he was not being terribly responsible with money, then you should have turned it off. You don't need cable.
Right. I would at least like to be reimbursed for the porn that was rented on our cable bill.
Yes, sir. Now, who rented the porn?
My ex-girlfriend.
And your ex-girlfriend was your visitor?
Yes.
And did she watch this all by herself?
Yes, I had no recollection that she was watching it. I
Well,
didn't
how do you know it was her?
She told me. But she told me she paid it, so I didn't.
How much was the porn?
$81.90.
$1,681. Your guest? Your worries. What else?
My computer that is no longer in commission. I had to purchase a new computer. My computer is basically totaled. My mom was there when it happened.
Well, what happened?
Him and one of his friends were downloading music, and the blue screen of death came on, and the computer never worked again.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. Want justice? Go to judgejudy.com or call 1-888-800-JUDY.
Now, did he have your permission to do that?
He had my permission to be on the computer, yes. But I had no idea that viruses were being downloaded. And the second it happened, he told me, and he's like, I'll help you pay for half of it.
What happened, sir?
Actually, the night, I guess it crashed, I wasn't even there. I came home like afterwards, and her mom and my friend was there, and they were watching TV. And they said the computer did not work. And I said, okay, what happened? And they said it just crashed. And I said, okay. And then she was like blaming my friend. And then I was like, that's not right. She downloaded music on it too, so it doesn't matter.
And that's why I was only suing for half.
Did you?
Yes.
Forget it. All right, you all for the rent and you all for your girlfriend's porn. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,681. Thank you.
Parties are excused. Matter of Davis versus Booth. Parties have been sworn in. Judge, you may be seated. Sir, have a seat, please.
Mr. Davis, you and the defendant have a child together.
That's correct.
How old is the child?
He is 2.
2?
Yes.
According to your complaint, the defendant filed false charges against you of assault, resulting in your having to pay legal fees and bail money.
That's correct.
You want to be compensated for that. The defendant says that the charges were true. She is counterclaiming for some assault and some property damage, which I will get to in a moment. When did the two of you separate?
July 2001.
And who took the child at that time?
I did.
Were you involved in a custody dispute after July of 2001?
I went to the courts and got some papers drawn up. Actually went to a paralegal, one of my mom's friends.
Just tell me, was there a custody case in the courts?
Yes.
And who has primary custody of the child?
Me right now.
Do you have a copy of that order?
There's mediation papers in there as well.
We both have custody. I know that everything is joint right now. I have a paper here that says that we have joint.
Okay, you're right. So the child is being shifted back and forth on a weekly basis. Part of the week you have the child, and part of the week you have the child. And I assume that this incident happened on October 16th during one of those periods of exchange.
Well, right now is a stipulation. The courts were saying until she can get on her feet and actually have her own place of stay, then we can start doing that arrangement. But right now we do Tuesdays and Thursdays, so we haven't really made that concrete yet, Your Honor.
Okay. October 16th is when this incident happened?
Yeah.
Tell me what happened, sir.
Well, I called her on a cell phone to let her know that our child was not going to be ready to be dropped off at 4 o'clock, like we arranged. She never got that message. I checked my messages at home around 4:20. She said, where are you at? I'm waiting here 20 minutes. I called her back and told her, hey, I'm running late. Jacob's just waking up. I don't want to rush him. He gets cranky. She started persisting to scream at me, telling me this is not right. This is my time with my son, blah, blah, blah. I said, I'll be there as soon as possible. Cut up some food for him, got him a drink, drove him down to Penadobe Park where we meet. She walked right over to my mom's truck, took him right out of the car, didn't say a word to me. By this time, my son's face was really sad. I went over to tell him goodbye. At that time, she persisted on yelling and screaming at me, telling me I was a bad dad and how I shouldn't have been late. And I told her this is the same reason why we broke up, so we wouldn't have to fight in front of our son. She started screaming. I said, no, I'm going to take my son out of here because you're not in a good state. When I started to grab him out of the car seat, she grabbed my arm, and I told her to back off me and just to calm down. I'm going to take him home, and we'll decide on another day.
So what happened? She grabbed your arm?
She grabbed me, and I shrugged her off pretty much. She fell onto the ground, hit her butt, and hit her left elbow. The police report said she had a 1-inch scratch. I actually persisted to help her up. I told her, let me help you up. She said, no. I went to the truck and sat down. She came back around in her truck, got out of her truck with my son watching, and started flailing at me.
What does that mean?
She was, through the truck, she was pretty much trying to hit me. Hit my glasses, stuff like that, and I sat there and thought about what really happened. I drove home and I called and said, you know what, I want my son. A couple more phone calls, the cops were on the phone. telling me that Mary was in a bad state of mind and can you come up to Vacaville and pick up my son. So when I went up there, the cop came out, told me, do you know your rights? I'm going to put you under arrest. And that's when they served me with the temporary restraining order.
What happened with that case?
I have papers showing that the DA has dropped the charges and there was not enough evidence to prove the case. Their police report is stapled to it as well.
Okay, now I'll hear you.
Okay, on October 16th, we did agree to meet at Pina Adobe at 4 o'clock. It was about 4:30, and I called on the cell phone. I called his mother's house, and I called his house and left a thing on the answering machine. And finally, about 4:30, he called me back, and he said that my son was still sleeping. He said that if I wanted to wait until my son was going to be awake, that I could wait at the park until Evan and my son was ready.
Let me stop you there for a moment.
Okay.
Had you had this exchange before at the park?
Yes.
Approximately how many times?
It's been about 2 months.
And have the exchanges always taken place at the same time, 4 o'clock?
Yes, but there's been other incidences when sometimes he won't show up, sometimes he'll show up late.
But for 2 months they had gone on reasonably well.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. Go ahead, now continue.
I obviously got upset because my time with my son is at 4 o'clock. You know, he has made it very difficult for me to even see my son since I had left the residence. He said, you know, I'll show up whenever I show up.
What time did he arrive?
He finally showed up about a little after 5.
Go ahead.
So once he showed up, he arrived in his mother's car, and I opened the door, and I got my son out of the car.
Did you say anything to each other at the time that you opened the door?
I let him know that I was very upset.
That's not what I asked you. What did you say?
I cannot do this. You need to show up on time. If we have a set agreement, you need to show up on time. And I carried him over to my car, and I was buckling him into the car seat. We were arguing back and forth still.
Why would you argue with him?
I was upset because he was late.
And you have a conversation with him outside the earshot of his child.
Right.
Not right. You didn't do that. You were yelling and screaming and agitated.
Yes.
And you couldn't control yourself, even in front of your child.
Yes.
Well, that's wrong.
I know.
So you can understand why he would say, I don't think you should have him because you're not in control of yourself.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So he came around from behind you and he tried to take the child out of the car?
No, he didn't.
What did he say?
He was yelling at me. He was saying that you're not going to have your son. You're not going to see your son ever again. I'm going to take custody of Jacob. And during this time, I was buckling my son into the car, and he grabbed my arm right here and swung me around to where I landed way behind my truck, and I landed directly on my back to where it knocked the wind out of me. I was like, you're not going to take my son, you just threw me on the ground. He ran over to my side of the car and he tried to pull the keys out of the ignition. I was able to get the car started and I took off.
And then you went home?
Yes. I called the police as soon as I got home.
Why?
Because I was assaulted. Evan has abused me for the past 3 years that I was with him, and I'm not going to let him do this to me anymore. For him to throw me on the ground in front of my son, I can't.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Evan Davis says ex-girlfriend Mary Booth had him falsely arrested for assault after a custody exchange of their child. Mary says her allegations are true.
You both behaved very badly that day.
I understand.
You both behaved very badly that day.
But I don't feel that if anybody's behavior does not mean that anybody should be threatened physically.
Well, one gets from your scenario, Miss Booth, that he did not punch you, right?
No.
He didn't grab you by both shoulders and throw you to the ground, is that correct?
Correct.
What he did was he tried to get you away from the baby so that he... What he did was try to get you away from the baby. And he pulled your arm, swung you around, and you fell. He didn't put his hands on your chest and fling you to the ground, right?
Well...
Am I right?
No, I don't believe so.
Well, let me tell you something. I think that you both behaved badly that day. You initially out of control. And you may have been out of control because you don't have custody of your child, because you were angry, because you're involved in, this ongoing open-ended order of the family court. You're both recovering from drug abuse, is that right? Well, that's what it says in here. That's what it says in here.
Yeah.
It says that you were clean for a month at the time of the mediation. He was clean for 5 months. Tell me, did I read that?
No.
That's what it says in mediation papers, Your Honor.
That's what it says in the mediation papers. What do you mean, no? That's what it says. I'm going to read it again. Maybe I misread it.
Evan has not been clean.
Just a second. Mother acknowledges past drug use by both parents and states she has been clean for about 1 month.
Yes. I know
That's just
that,
what I said.
Well, I know
You
that
acknowledge-
he still uses drugs at that time.
I said, first I'm talking to you. I said you. I said both of you are recovering from drug abuse. And you said no.
Yes, I'm sorry, I misunderstood.
You didn't understand? You didn't understand what I said? Yes doesn't mean no. Father says that he also was using drugs, but he had been clean for 4 to 5 months at the time of this mediation. Now, I don't know whether that's true or not. I assume somebody did a hair follicle test on both of you, did they?
No.
No.
That's a big mistake.
Should have.
Huh?
They should have.
Yeah, they sure should have. Anyway, you're out of control, Miss Booth. How much was your bail?
$1,500. I have receipts.
And aside from the bail, how much did you pay a lawyer?
I didn't pay a lawyer or anything. I paid a paralegal to do some of my work for me.
I thought you said the paralegal was a friend of yours.
Well, she still charges.
You have a bill?
No, I do not. Yeah, I mean, that's fine. Can I hand you guys? Well, that wasn't my case. I was basically for the bail and for the mental anguish and for the 7-day restraining order.
Well, the 7-day restraining order was not as a result of any factual finding, only because she went in there and asked for one. What?
Your Honor, he violated his restraining order. He called me 5 times within that time of the restraining order, saying that he wanted to come pick up his son and that I would never see his son again. And he basically made threats saying that he was...
So what happened with that case?
They filed something saying that he violated the restraining order. I have it right here.
No, that you say he violated the restraining order. Shouldn't have been a restraining order to begin with. Restraining order was issued ex parte, which means you just asked for it, they gave it to you, but at the time it came to court, they dropped it because they weren't going to give you one for a year. You only had a restraining order for a week, is that right?
Yeah, that's all I asked for.
That's not all you asked for. You would have liked one permanently.
Well, I wanted to get one permanently, but I felt like if I did, that it would interrupt with me seeing, with the exchange of my son, and I didn't want to do that.
Because the child was going back to his father.
Right.
Okay.
I didn't want to have it, interrupt with that.
I got it. Okay. You called the police with regard to this alleged violation of the order, which says no contact for 7 days. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
You called the police came over and they listened to the recording, the one recording that you had. Is that right?
Yes.
The one recording that you had. And the one recording that you had, according to the police, was as follows. Victim Booth's cellular phone voicemail was played for me. The voice on the call sounded like Subject Davis's voice, and the subject of the conversation was to confirm the exchange of the child on 10/23/01. No threats, just to confirm the exchange. Booth was adamant she wanted to file a report about this violation of the order.
He had called me.
Subject Davis arrived at the location and listened to the voice message. Davis denied making the call. He said it was his brother. This may have been true, according to the police, because as the voice ended, the message was, leave a message with Evan, which is you.
Yes.
So you wouldn't say leave a message with me. You would say leave a message on my mail. You would.
Right, exactly.
Okay. Listen, I am now going to turn to the counterclaim for a minute, and then I'm going to make a decision. Your counterclaim says, Ms. Booth, among other things, that in March, that was before you finally separated, that the plaintiff assaulted you.
Yes.
And he broke your glasses.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And then you went back to living with him for 5 months.
Yes, I did.
So forget it.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Ma'am, I have no family. I have no family. I have nowhere to go.
Ms. Booth,
I didn't want to leave my son.
You made a baby together. If you're smart, you will put all of the anger and hostility and everything else behind you and decide that you are going to make these exchanges comfortable, that a 2-year-old doesn't always act on your schedule, and if he's sleeping, he's sleeping. Why should you wake him up? That's what a reasonable person does. Not act like a baby and get all bent out of shape because you're missing a half hour or an hour worth of time with the child, especially when it's been going reasonably. Better put behind, both of you, put behind any animus, any hard feeling that you have and everything else, and just decide that you are now bound to each other for the next 20 years and learn to live with it. Otherwise, you're going to have these skirmishes all the time. So we've just done away with this alleged March assault because then you all got together again and lived happily ever after for 5 months. Then you say in July he ultimately threw you out. And when he threw you out, he broke some precious Moments figures and an antique piece of furniture. So you want to tell me what happened in July?
On July 7th, Evan and I had gotten into a very big fight. He had threatened to kill me, and the next day I decided that I was going to go stay at a friend's house for a couple of days. I came back 2 days later to get some belongings, and my whole wardrobe was in the car, locked, and the doors, the locks were changed. So I broke into the house, and I got some of my belongings, and I noticed that almost all of my furniture was gone, and I went into the garage. All of my furniture was laying out all over the garage. This piece of furniture, which was given to me by my great-grandparents. On top is the before picture, and the rest are the after. When I went out there, there was my precious Moments sitting on top. There was 3 of them sitting on top of the cabinet with the heads torn off of them.
Tell me what happened with this piece of furniture when you moved it out. Does
Well,
it look
I
as if
told-
you moved it very carefully?
I did move it very carefully. All the stuff was moved out of the garage, so I don't know if it got broke at that time when they moved it, or if one of her friends moved it on accident and didn't tell her it broke. Because I wasn't there. My mom was there, but she
So what
couldn't
you're
be at the
telling me is when you moved this piece into the garage, it was in good condition.
Yes.
Is that what you're telling me?
Yes, actually there was a leg missing from the prior because there never was a leg on there.
The
And there
back
were some marks on the front that was scratched up from my
No.
son chipping it off. And the locks were actually missing too because my son took them off.
What about these little figurines?
I did. I told her at the time of the date I broke her figurine. I dropped it in the bag and it broke. And I only
How many
broke
figurines
one.
were
Just
broken?
one broke.
How much did you pay for these figurines?
They were gifts, and they were $50 I got on the internet.
How many figurines do you claim were broken?
3.
Did he tell you that he broke
No,
one?
he didn't say one. He said that he broke them. He said, I said, you ripped the heads off of these things. And
me
he
see
said, yes, I ripped the heads off.
Okay. Well, that's what they're asking for these things, $50. That's not what they sell
I
for.
don't know how much they are.
So now let me tell you how I'm going to resolve this case. You've already gotten your lecture on trying to be good young parents in a situation where you're going to be exchanging custody and visitation. I don't think that either one of you wants your child to suffer.
No.
Your behavior on that day made your child suffer. He was 2 years old, and you frightened him because you were out of control. It wasn't as if he didn't show up at all. He showed up an hour late. You had a conversation with him a half hour before and said he was going to be a little late. Just hang in there. So you had no reason to lose it, which you did. And if she lost it, and if you were concerned that she lost it, you don't feed into that. You let her take the child. Next day, you go into court. Say, listen, I want to set up a supervised visitation till she gets herself set. You don't fight in front of the child. Did I say that loud enough?
Yes, ma'am.
You understand that? So, it cost you $1,500 for your bail. Is that right?
That's correct.
She's going to pay $750 because I think that she was at least half responsible for what went on that day.
Okay.
And I don't know how much these figurines are worth, but certainly he acknowledges that he broke one, if not 3 of them. So I'm giving you a credit of $100 on your counterclaim. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $650. That's all.
Isaac versus Sanchez. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Ma'am, have a seat, please.
Ms. Frazier, the defendant is your former boyfriend?
Ex, Your Honor.
And is your claim that he threw you out of a home that you shared together and did not return much of your property? In addition to that, you claim an assault and injuries from an assault.
Yes, Your Honor.
And I've looked over your claim with regard to the assault, which I would like to address first. So let's go back. When did you move in together?
It was around about September that we started to share an efficiency.
And it was just the 2 of you there?
Yes.
When was the assault?
This particular assault happened on the 5th of September, and it started over money.
Well, tell me about that.
Well, it was a big fight. He got big and burly, as he usually does, pushed him up against the wall. I defended myself, scratched him on the face. I ended up with a bruise on the arm, a bruise on the leg,
which she can be a witness to. I showed her the very next day.
You didn't receive any medical treatment for this bruise on your arm and leg?
No. I didn't have any medical insurance to go seek.
Let's be honest with each other.
I'm being honest, Your Honor.
Okay. So if you have a black and blue mark on your arm and you have a black and blue mark on your leg, you usually don't go to a doctor for that. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And then I read through your complaint, and it said that some 2 weeks later, more than 2 weeks later, was the date he threw you out of the apartment.
And then there was another fight leading up to that.
Did you go back to the home after September 5th?
Yes, I did, Your Honor.
You showed your daughter the bruise, and then you went home, and you cohabited together. Is that right?
Yes, Your Honor, that's correct.
On the 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, etc., all until the 20th. And I assume by that time the scratch on his face had faded and your bruise had faded. Is that right?
I still have a reminiscence of the one on my leg, Your Honor.
Did you talk about the assault when you moved back into the house?
No.
He didn't say he was sorry, you didn't say you were sorry, no discussion about it at all?
Nope.
So then let's go past the assault, and let's go to September the 20th. What happened on September the 20th?
I came home from work. He came home high, drunk, and started a fight. He asked me to come into the bathroom to get high with him. I refused. I refused 3 times. He got loud. He started pushing me around. The drugs he had at the time he threw into a drawer. There was somebody who was sharing the place, sleeping on the floor at the time. When he got into the fight with me, the person told him to leave me alone. It wasn't worth going to jail for. He told him to leave me alone, let me leave, etc., etc. I started to pack things up to get out of there, because if I didn't leave, I probably would have been dead.
Okay, so you left. Now, what property do you claim you left there?
I left a picture collection. I left drawers of clothes. I left suits hanging up. Everything that I owned was
pictures
in that
and clothes
efficiency.
so far.
I'm sorry?
So far I have pictures and clothes.
I had a TV, VCR. I had a camera. I had foot spa. I had goods that my parents had given to me.
What arrangements did you try to make after the 20th to get your property back?
Melanie went back the day after.
The
to get my
21st?
stuff. Yeah, she went back to get my stuff. Okay.
Step up, please. You're her daughter.
Yes.
Tell me what happened when you went back September 21st.
I knocked the door. I had the key with me. No one answered, so I used the key to open the door. When I opened the door, he was standing there, and I told him that I came back to get as much things as I could fit into the car. I took some items, and
What did you take?
I took a computer, some bathroom items. It was a small car, so I couldn't fit pretty much anything else in there. And he told me that I could come back the following day because he would not be there and collect the rest of the items. I went back the following day and the locks were changed and no one was there.
So you went back on the 22nd and the locks had been changed?
Yes.
And then what happened?
And when I met up with my mother again, I explained to her that the locks were changed. I couldn't get in. I couldn't get anything. We tried to figure out a way when we could go there again and get the rest of the items.
At that time, Your Honor, I actually called the apartment complex and told them that I would be there the next day with a van to get my items. I could not get in because the locks had been changed.
So, now I'll hear from you.
Where would you like me to start, Your Honor?
I'd like you to start with her property. I'm going to make fast work of the assault. You had a fight, and then you went home. And then you cohabited together for some 3 weeks thereafter. So I am not entertaining your claim for the assault. Let's get to the property.
I asked her to leave, Your Honor.
You didn't ask.
I don't want you to
to
listen to me, Miss Frazier. See how quiet he was when you were speaking?
It's just a show, Your Honor.
Go ahead.
I was head of household at the time. It was $750 a month, and when rent wasn't paid on time, there was late charges added to that. I was the only one working, and it was rough.
All right, so that's you were fighting about money. A lot of people fight about money. What I want to know is, sir, there came a time on the 20th of September that she left.
I asked her to leave, yes.
Okay, you asked her to leave, and she left.
She took most of all her property that was of value that she owned at the time.
You're lying, Eric.
Miss
You
Frazier,
are lying.
Miss Frazier, if you speak again, I am going to dismiss your claim. Do you understand? You have an opportunity to speak, then he has an opportunity to speak. If I want to clarify anything, I will come back to you. Go ahead.
There was another roommate moving in, and he had a lot of personal belongings of property. It's my responsibility as bringing another boarder in to protect his stuff because it's only natural. So we decided, the landlord decided that it was okay to change the locks. This was not none of our doing. This was all three of us.
You changed the locks, fine. So you changed the locks immediately. Okay.
We did, because now she was not living there anymore.
Okay. Look at me. Try looking at me. I want you to look at me.
I'm sorry. She called me 2 weeks after she had left the premises, asking for her belongings. It was on a Sunday. I told her, coming Thursday, come and get your belongings. Thursday came. I spoke to the landlord prior to this, and I had an $811 bill on the rent. I knew I couldn't maintain this place anymore. He gave me 15 minutes to leave the premises.
Why did you pick that Thursday for her to come and get the stuff if she called you on a Sunday?
Because that was when I got paid, and that was my chance to make the movement. I mean, I couldn't...
No. You're mixing apples and oranges, Mr. Sanchez. She calls you on a Sunday wanting to come and pick up her stuff. You tell her to come Thursday. Why didn't you say, if you want to come and get your stuff, come today, come tomorrow?
Well, why didn't she suggest that? Why can't I come tomorrow? Why can't I come Tuesday?
No, I'm just asking you why you told her to come Thursday.
It just seemed like an okay thing to say. I wasn't thinking about it.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Olivia Frazier says ex-boyfriend Eric Sanchez assaulted her and threw her out of their apartment. Olivia says Eric is a drug addict.
All right, so by Thursday you had trouble with the landlord, right?
Correct. 3 days after she left, I boxed all her stuff, everything, and put it on...
TV, VCR?
Everything was in the corner. All of it was in the corner.
Her stuff?
All of her stuff, boxes.
Oh, okay.
Because when she came back, I didn't want her running through the to the room, getting her belongings.
It's reasonable.
I didn't have enough time to get all my belongings. I left stuff behind. Her stuff was left there.
On what day, sir, were you evicted?
Around the 30th of September, around that time.
The end of September?
The end of September.
All right. So this is the problem that I have, Mr. Sanchez, with your scenario. You asked her to leave on the 20th of September. Her daughter comes back on the 21st of September, takes some of the property. You have the locks changed the next day. That's the 22nd of September. There were 8 days between the 22nd of September and September 30th when you were evicted from the property. She calls you on a Sunday, which is probably 4 days later, and says, I want to come and get my property. Not 2 weeks, 4 days. Instead of you saying, come right away, you say, come Thursday, which is September 30th, which is a date that you say you just picked out of the air because you knew there was going to be a confrontation with the landlord because you didn't have his money for rent. 4 days, not 2 weeks, because your defense is she should have come and gotten her stuff sooner. Your turn.
When you're asked to leave, you're not asked, first of all, you didn't pay rent when you lived there. Second of all, you're not going to have free storage. When I asked you kindly to leave, I want you to take your belongings and go with them. Take all of it. Don't leave it behind.
Mr. Sanchez, according to you, on September 30th, when the landlord gave you 15 minutes to move out, you had to leave a lot of your stuff because you couldn't even take your stuff. Did that irritate you?
She had 3 weeks.
No. Don't tell me 3 weeks.
I had 15 minutes. She had 3 weeks.
I'm speaking, and you're going to answer my question. Did that irritate you when the landlord gave you 15 minutes to get out and get all your stuff? Of course. Now, you and the plaintiff shared a home together. This was not the first home you shared together, based upon what I have read. You shared another apartment together prior to this apartment. You shared a home together. You shared a relationship together. You shared a bed together. So you were not her landlord. If you asked her to leave because you felt as if she wasn't shouldering her weight as far as the rent was concerned, that's fine. I have no problem with that. And she was probably just as happy to go because she says you're a drunken drug abuser. And why she stayed with you after you allegedly assaulted her, I don't know, but that's her problem. But when you ask someone to leave and you are separating, then you act like a human being, which is come and get your stuff. I don't want to be here. Maybe a confrontation. Come with the police. Come with somebody else. Get your stuff. Get your stuff tomorrow. Get your stuff the next day. Clearly, she wasn't abandoning her property, sir, because her daughter came back and tried to get as much of the property as she could. And you had boxed her property and put it in a corner. And it wasn't 2 weeks. It was 4 days since she got a phone call from her saying, I want to come and get the rest of my stuff. That's if I believe you. And it was probably even before that. So, Ms. Frazier, I want you to tell me, you have clothes, you have pictures, you have TV, you have VCR, you have a camera. All of those things, he says he boxed. And he
Your
left
Honor,
there.
Can I, before you go deeper into this, can I say one more thing? When she left on that Thursday, she gave me $140 for rent.
I didn't give it to you. I gave it to the other person.
You're close, Miss Frazier.
It was 2 weeks after the date that I asked her to leave on that Thursday. It was 2 weeks on a Sunday that I heard from her. That Sunday she called and I said, by Thursday, come and get your stuff.
Sanchez, pay attention. You told her to leave, according to both of you, on September 20th. You were evicted from your apartment on September 30th. That's 10 days.
September 5th, Your Honor, is
No, September 5th, sir, is when she allegedly claims that you had a big fight and she
That's
moved
when
out
she
of...
was asked to leave.
Just a second. But then she moved back in. But you had an obligation, sir, to safeguard her property, and you didn't
And I
do
did.
it.
I boxed it and put it in the corner.
Then you should have made sure that you got
I
to
didn't
her
have time
house.
enough to take my stuff. I'm going to bag women's lingerie and shoes and box belongings that don't belong to me.
Yes.
Well, I tried. I did my best by
Yes.
boxing and put it in the corner, Your Honor.
Then
That's
you
the
should-
best I could do.
Well, I'm saying...
She had the ample time to take it.
Sanchez, it's not good enough.
Should I have lugged
Your
it on my
best-
back and take it to...
Yes.
Oh, I got another thing.
Yes.
Well, I have another thing.
Just
Can
a second. You asked me a question. I'm going to give you
Okay.
an answer, Mr. Sanchez. Should you have put it on your back and taken it to her house? If the back is all you had.
Okay.
If your back is all you had. But
Your Honor,
maybe...
can I...
Listen.
Your Honor.
There's only one macho person here.
Then that's you. That's cool.
That's cool. That's
Your
right.
Honor.
You're still going,
Honor.
Mr. Sanchez. I didn't look at your direction and give you permission to speak. A woman who lived with you, shared your bed, shared your thoughts, shared a lot of reasonable times and a lot of terrible times, but you wanted things to be over reasonably, then that's what you do. You strap the stuff on your back, and little by little you take it over to her house.
Okay. Your Honor.
Now I'm almost ready to say, now I'll hear you, Mr.
Okay.
Sanchez.
That's
I'm not totally ready yet, Mr. Sanchez.
You gonna...
Just almost ready.
Okay.
Now I'll hear you, Mr. Sanchez.
Okay. That's all good and fine. A man can do this. But when you leave without a foreign address, without recognition of your job, a number, where she stayed or lived, because had I had that information, I would have called her and said, come and get your stuff now. I'm off on this day. Please come get your stuff. I didn't have any clue where she was.
All right. Now, Mr. Sanchez.
Carrying the stuff on my back would have been cool, but where am I going to take it?
Just a second. No dramatic.
Where am I going to go? Around town?
Mr. Sanchez, don't irritate me. Don't irritate me. I'm just getting over the fact that you wore shorts to court. Where was Miss Frazier working while she was living with you in August?
She wasn't working.
Excuse me, Your Honor. Can I say something, please? Okay. The first apartment that they shared together.
She paid the rent. I know. She says in her complaint she paid the rent and he didn't. Listen to me. Where were you working in September?
I was working for a local computer company, which he knew of. But before that, I was going to school.
Don't speak.
That's where the $140 came from that I gave to the roommate.
Pay attention to me. Did he have the telephone number?
Yes, there was an 800 number, and he also had the number of where I was staying, which was with her. He had that number weeks before.
Okay. And you live in the same town?
Yes.
Okay.
Not true.
All right. Now, pictures, clothes, TV, VCR, and camera. Do you have bills for any of those things, Miss Frazier?
There was a box of receipts that he allegedly boxed up.
So
I don't
the
have
answer
them.
is you don't?
No.
Was it a new TV? What size TV?
27-inch Zenith is a year old.
Okay. Do you remember how much you paid for it?
Yes, I paid $227.
And what about the VCR?
And the VCR was $155 from Brandsmart. I'm still in their computer system.
And the camera?
$375.
Reasonable enough. And assorted clothing and pictures, is that right?
Yes.
The scanner.
I had a scanner. I had a printer. I also had a digital camera on my computer. I had belongings that my parents gave to me before they died. I had a crystal collection that was worth over $1,500. Do
you have an appraisal?
$1,500.
Do you have an appraisal?
Not here.
It's amazing. All of a sudden you got all this stuff of value, but you leave it behind.
Because you stole it, so shut up.
You're close. Miss Frazier, you're close. You're almost home.
He annoys me, Your Honor.
He annoys me too. But don't you understand, Miss Frazier, don't you understand? You made a mistake.
I did. Yeah.
You paid for the mistake. I don't believe that you had all this valuable stuff. My God, thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. But I believe you left a lot of stuff behind. He's going to have to compensate you for it because he didn't take care of it.
You have a job.
He had the locks changed, so you couldn't get it.
Go to the police.
I did.
But that's
Your
what you
Honor,
do. You go
do
to
you
the police and
believe
you
that
say,
she-
I want to get
to
my
the police, and here it is, his report here.
I want my property, and the police went with you to get your property. And what happened?
When I went there was nothing there.
Oh, because you went after the 30th. I'm talking about before. I'm
I
talking
went
about
4 times, Your Honor. And the landlord said
You should
that he'd
have proof of
observed
4 times.
you going in there moving stuff. You came with one bag.
You're speaking. You're almost there. Judgment for the plaintiff. Before you really, really do it. Because you're going to fight with him. It's not going to do me any good. It's not going to do you any good. Certainly not your daughter. He doesn't care. Judgment
If
for
she
the
had a
plaintiff.
small vehicle, Your Honor, and you only could...
Hey!
So much. Make 5 trips.
Can I ask you a
Take them all.
question? Can I ask you a question? Did you ever go to church on a Sunday, on Easter Sunday?
Yes, I have.
Do you get dressed to go to church, or do you wear shorts? Do you get dressed to go to church, or do you wear shorts
I
and
apologize,
sneakers?
Your Honor.
Good. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $2,200. That's all.
Parties are
And now the next case.
all parties in the matter of Hardison versus Jarvis. Step forward.
Crystal Hardison is suing fellow motorist Robert Jarvis for vandalizing her Ford Explorer by kicking it. Crystal claims her mother witnessed the incident.
Miss Hardison, what kind of car do you drive?
It's a 2005 Ford Explorer.
What about you, Mr. Jarvis?
95 Mitsubishi Galant.
What was the date of this incident?
June 2nd.
And you were going into a drugstore to get a prescription filled?
Exactly.
And what were you going to do there, Mr. Jarvis?
I was pulling in to get her my fiance a drink and a candy bar.
Was she with you?
Yes.
And you were both going to the same store, so you pulled in first.
Yes.
And it is your claim that Mr. Jarvis intentionally not only spit on your car, but also dented it.
Yes.
Mr. Jarvis says he might have spit on it, not intentionally, but he certainly didn't dent it. And your mother was with you.
Exactly. And my 11-month-old son.
Well, he's not here to testify, but your mother certainly is. When you went into the store, Miss Hardison, your mother remained in the car.
Exactly.
And when you went into the store, did your fiancé remain in the car?
Yes, ma'am.
She pulled in first.
She was already parked.
Tell me what she was doing, Mr. Jarvis.
Well, as I was pulling in, I was waiting on her for about 2 to 3 minutes while she was brushing her hair with the door open in the parking place.
So you were waiting to pull in because she had the big door open for this SUV, brushing her hair.
Yes, ma'am.
How long were you waiting?
2 to 3 minutes tops.
Did you honk the horn?
No, I was just sitting there waiting to get in, being patient.
Why were you brushing your hair?
I'm pretty vain. So before I go anywhere, I always put my makeup on, brush my hair.
You were going to pick up a prescription.
Exactly. And that's my nature. If I'm going to a local store, I'll put clothes on, do my hair, and put my makeup on.
Hadn't you done all that before you went in?
I sure did,
Before you
but
got
I just
into the
wanted
car?
to make sure everything was straight.
Didn't you see Mr. Jarvis waiting for you?
At the time that I opened my door to get my brush out my purse, no, I didn't.
But there came a time when you did see him waiting for you.
I saw a front end of a car behind mine, yes.
And you continued to finish brushing your hair and then you put the brush back?
No. Once I saw the front end of the car, I said, oh, he's waiting, and I closed my door and went directly into CVS.
What happened when you came out?
I got to my driver's side door, and I saw there was spit on the window. I opened my door. I said, Mom, somebody spit on my window. And she can tell you the rest.
Step up, please. What is your last name?
Durante.
Tell me what happened that day on the 2nd of June in the parking lot.
Okay, on the 2nd of June, my daughter had to go to the pharmacist to pick up a prescription. And she got out of the car, opened the passenger side.
That's we got past the fact that she was brushing her hair to make sure she looked perfect.
Okay.
Never know who you're going to meet in the pharmacy.
Exactly.
Yes, Your Honor. Okay, Crystal came out. She says, Mom, who spit on my car? I said, don't worry. I got his tag number. I was sitting in the car on the passenger side watching an incident on Route 1 to my right, and I see this man walk up to the car and just cover the window with spit. I said, I'm going to get his tag number. I went to get my purse. When I went down to get my purse, the whole car, Judge Judy, just like, yes. I looked up, I saw him, I heard his door, bam, slam. He was going, he closed his door and walked behind his car and got into the driver's side.
Okay, so a passenger door slam, and then he walked around to get into the driver's side?
Yes.
And the passenger side door was where your car was?
Yes.
Got it. Now, do you have any proof of damage to your car?
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
Because, Mr. Jarvis, I'm going to save you the trouble, sir. According to your answer, you were having sinus problems that day, so
Yes,
you
ma'am.
spit.
Yes.
You don't know where it landed.
No, I didn't have no intention of spitting on a vehicle. No.
It was just a bad sinus.
Yes, I had sinuses all
And
like that.
you caused no damage to the plaintiff's car.
Absolutely not.
Now I'd like to see the... Okay, see, I'm going to saved you all that trouble.
Your car's green.
My car's green.
But your boot isn't damaged.
And besides, my car door don't go that high.
It may not have been your car, sir.
And I was never on that side of the vehicle. I was driving.
Mr. Jarvis, what you're asking me to do is to say to this lady that she's lying. Now, common sense, which is really what we're about here, suggests to me that you were annoyed at this young lady.
No, actually, I wasn't.
Well...
I was being patient.
Well, listen. Then you are the only one I know who, under those circumstances, wouldn't be annoyed. I would be infuriated.
But to be cussed and belligerent...
Just a minute. I would be infuriated if I was sitting there patiently and somebody was not just putting a baby in a car, because that you wait for, you know, adjusting a car seat or whatever, but somebody standing there with an open door, primping and brushing their hair while I'm waiting to get into a parking space would rile that out of me. I can't even tell you what it would do to my husband.
Can I speak?
Sure.
Can I have her come up?
If you want to.
I'd just like to say that night when the police contacted us, the only thing that they said was that he spit on the window. When he called back to the police department, the police officer said that this was ridiculous and dropped it. 30 days later, we received it stating that there was damage. Why that night? Was there no record at the police department?
I have no idea. Maybe they couldn't see it.
And she drove all the way home and the spit stayed on the window?
Listen to me.
I mean, that doesn't make any sense.
Does she listen to me?
Free money. That's
I'm
what they're trying
speaking.
to get.
Does she look psychotic to you? No, listen to me. Not the daughter who was primping, who has to comb her hair before she goes to pick up a prescription. I'm talking about her mother.
I'm going to tell you, I'm a nurse. People are psychotic all the time and they don't
Listen to me. Well, listen. I've been around twice as long as you have. This lady is not psychotic. This lady did not take down your tags and report this matter to the police because she was having a psychotic episode. That's my judgment. Now, let me see how much it costs to fix your car.
Okay. I have two estimates.
You have a 10-year-old car.
$578 for Windex is a little ridiculous.
Oh, it has nothing to do with Windex?
There's no dent caused by him. That is definite.
That's just trying to get free money, is what it is.
I never got out that car, so nobody was ever on that side of the car at any point. I was in that passenger side of that car.
Nobody suggested that you did any damage to the car, madam. She proved the estimate is $369.80. Is that right?
Yes.
Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $369.80. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out. You may be seated. Folks, have a seat.
What is all that stuff?
This is stuff that I brought that I don't have actual receipts for, just to show you that.
What is it?
It's the Unity candle, some table decorations that we made, the candle stands.
Bert, could you do me a favor? Could we get rid of that? I don't need all that stuff.
Where do you want me to put it?
I put it on the floor.
Okay.
Thank you.
Ma'am, take this stuff, put it on the floor, please. Thank you.
Perfect. Ms. Wells, this is what the case is about. Mr. Sharp is your soon-to-be ex-son-in-law. He and your daughter had a very short and unpleasant marriage, and it is your claim that he had agreed to pay for half the wedding. The loan lasted longer than the wedding.
Correct.
Now they're going to get a divorce, and you want half the cost of the wedding, which was, you say his half was $7,000?
Correct.
Mr. Sharp said, listen, I never agreed to pay for a big wedding. So, Mr. Sharp, this I assume is your soon-to-be ex-wife?
Yes, ma'am.
How long were the two of you dating before you decided to get married?
4 months, Your Honor.
What?
4 months.
And whose brilliant idea was it to get married?
Mine, Your Honor.
Could you speak up a little bit? I'm old. I have...
Mine. Mine.
Did you give her a ring?
Yes.
How much did you pay for it?
I want to say about 200 and maybe 34 bucks, 40 bucks.
What kind of work do you do?
I work for Sun Cruise Casino and a gambling boat.
And how much do you earn a week?
I make 8, but I bring home like 7. 700.
A week?
Every 2 weeks.
Okay. When your daughter came home and showed you the engagement ring and told you that Mr. Sharp had asked her to marry him, what did you think?
I didn't approve of it. I didn't like it because they didn't know each other that long, but...
Well, that's a good judgment on your part. When you saw the engagement ring that he bought your daughter, what did you think of it?
I didn't have any thoughts. I mean, I
Did
thought...
you think that he wanted to get her the best possible engagement ring he could?
That he possibly could,
Listen to me. Did you think that he wanted to get her the best possible engagement ring he could afford?
Yes, I did.
And he spent $230 on the engagement ring, which was the best he could afford, right? That's what you thought.
I didn't know how much it cost him.
But it wasn't. We're not talking about the Hope Diamond here.
No.
Now, who wanted the big wedding?
Richard did.
Did you?
Yes.
Why?
At the time, I was in love with her. Then, after we got married,
Listen to me, Richard. You didn't take any snoozy pills this morning, did you?
No, ma'am.
I want you to listen to the question. Your mother-in-law says you were the one who wanted the big wedding. Is that true?
Yes.
Who was supposed to pay for it?
She was.
Your Honor...
Shh. Why was she supposed to pay for a big wedding if you wanted it? Do you want to take a nap?
No.
Who is this?
My stepfather.
Step up here with him. Tell me your name.
Frank, Your Honor.
Frank what?
Enoch.
Mr. Enoch, do you understand my question?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Miss Wells wants your stepson to reimburse her for half the wedding. Ordinarily, I would say, listen, that's ridiculous. Usually, it is the bride's family's responsibility to pay for the wedding.
Your Honor...
I'm speaking. My father and mother paid for my first wedding. They paid for my second wedding. And then my father said, the next one's on you. However, you see, I'm having trouble communicating with your stepson, sir, because I'm not quite getting the fact that he's wrapped too tight.
He's nervous, that's all.
He doesn't look nervous. Mr. Enoch, he looks tired. Are you nervous?
Not really.
I can try harder.
I don't think you'll be able to make me nervous.
Do you understand what I'm saying to you, Mr. Enoch?
I understand what you're saying.
So Miss Wells says he's the one who wanted the big wedding. I don't know why. It's usually the bride that wants the big wedding. You didn't want a big wedding?
No, ma'am.
Step up here with your mother. Why did he want a big wedding? He had a whole bunch of friends?
When he was working at the car lot, he was inviting people he didn't even know that would come and make a payment to our wedding.
I want you to tell me what happened when you started to discuss the cost of it.
We sat down, and me and my mother explained to him, we don't have this kind of money. We don't even know these people. If it was, if it was some people he knew, then fine, but he didn't know these people.
So what did he say?
He said, well, I think they should come anyway, and I'll pay for half the wedding since it's mostly my people that I want to come.
Is that what you said?
No, ma'am.
How many people were at the wedding, Mr. Sharp?
There's about 120, 140.
How many people were at the wedding?
73.
Of the 73 guests, how many were his family and friends and how many yours?
60 of them was his.
You mean you had 13?
Yeah, because we not from Florida.
60 were his family and friends?
Yes.
And 13 were your family. Is that right?
Correct.
Is that correct?
No, ma'am.
How many were your family and friends?
My family was 5, and there was maybe like 3 or 4 friends of mine.
Your Honor, I have the wedding pictures. I also have the kind of people that you're dealing with. This is public record.
I don't need to see the kind of people that I'm dealing with. I just have to try to figure out whose responsibility is to pay for this fiasco.
Fiasco is correct.
These pictures?
Now, let me take a look at the wedding pictures. Miss Wells, is this your only child?
This is my only daughter, yes.
This is your only daughter?
Yes.
You should go around the desk praying 3 times, get down, kiss the floor, and say, thank God she got out when she did.
You're correct. I agree.
Because you don't have any children with him, do you?
No, ma'am.
But for the grace of God, you could have had a grandchild fathered by this guy.
No, thank you.
I agree with you.
No, thank you. Really.
Unless he's unless he's hiding something from me that I don't see.
Well, you're not missing much.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
What was the nature of the felony that you were convicted of?
Sales and possession.
How many times?
Twice.
That doesn't mean that you sold only twice. It means you got caught twice.
I got caught twice.
And later today,
It appeared that Mr. Martinez did not realize that he collided with Miss Farmer's vehicle. You know why that was?
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Cheryl Wells says her estranged son-in-law, Richard Sharp, owes for half the cost of his wedding. Richard claims he never agreed to pay.
Okay, Who was in this picture? Can you see it from there?
Yes.
Who was in this picture?
That's me, Jack, Bill, Terry.
Who are they?
Friends of mine.
Friends of yours?
And the one guy, Jack, I
Just a
used to
second.
work
You
for
said
him.
3 or 4, so that these are the only people at the wedding that were your friends?
There might be a little bit more, but other than that.
Who are these people?
That's my stepbrother, and that's her stepfather.
Okay, so you got a stepbrother here.
Yes.
Was he in this picture too?
No, ma'am.
These people come with their significant others, or they come stag?
They came with others.
With others?
They came with the.
So you got to do this times 2, right?
Yes, ma'am.
That's more than 3. Even you could tell that, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Madam, it's clear to me that he had certainly more than 3 or 4 people at the wedding. So what you're telling me is he said to you, these are the people that I want at the wedding, they're friends that I work with?
Not friends that he works with, but he was working at a car lot, and people that would come in to make their payments that he would talk to just to make their payments, he would invite to our wedding that he did not know.
Your Honor, I had to finally put a stop to it because this list was like 300 people.
Who was supposed to pay for all these people, all these strangers?
I felt that I was going to pay for them, but as soon as she said she put a stop to it, I said, okay, never mind then.
All right. Now, where were they married?
At the Ramada Inn.
Had you taken the Ramada Inn before or after you had this discussion with him about inviting too many people to the wedding?
I'd already talked to the Ramada Inn, and then when he kept adding the...
No, I want you to make sure you give me the honest answer. You had gone to the Ramada Inn, you have to give them a deposit and reserve the date.
Correct.
Had you done that before you had the discussion with him?
Yes, but he kept adding to the list.
You don't have to repeat it. I understand what you're saying to me. So you had already taken the hall, and initially he was not going to pay for half the wedding. That's according to what I'm gathering now. It was not until after he started adding all these people.
No, Your Honor, that's not correct. He agreed to pay for half the wedding.
No, ma'am.
We went to the...
I was there when it was discussed.
No, I don't believe that, Miss Wells.
But that is
Listen to me.
honest.
Miss Wells, I don't believe that. I don't believe that somebody who buys a $230 engagement ring makes a knowing decision to pay for half the wedding that, according to you, cost $14,000.
I wanted them to elope. I offered to give them $2,000 so I didn't have to pay for this big wedding. He had already agreed to...
Now you want to talk to me?
Yes.
Good. Now I'll hear you. But make sure you're telling me in a loud, clear
I
voice.
did not agree to pay for half of this wedding, Your Honor.
Well, tell me what happened.
What happened is I started adding people to the list, and she said, no, I can't afford all these people to come, Your Honor. So I said, okay, well, we'll stop all them people, because who even knows if half of them people are going to show up.
Your Honor, that's not right, because I even paid for his probation. He was supposed to pay me that back as well, and he has not even done that.
And her daughter paid her back out of that with her income tax money, Your Honor.
Just a second. So what you're telling me is you were on probation, you had certain fines,
Yes, ma'am.
and she paid your fines
With her income tax.
because you didn't have the money.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So how could you reasonably expect him to pay $7,000 for a wedding when he couldn't even pay his own probation fine?
We paid his probation off so he could get off by the beginning of February for our wedding.
You working?
Yes.
Pay your mother back for this wedding.
No way.
Pay your mother back for this wedding.
I've paid her half of the wedding already.
I don't believe that he agreed to pay you for half the wedding.
He didn't, Your Honor.
I don't believe that.
Your Honor, he did agree to pay for that wedding.
Do you have that in writing someplace?
I don't have papers for that.
You should. You're dealing with
Well,
someone who is
no.
a convicted felon. It would seem to me if someone agreed to
Your
pay.
Honor, he
I'm
goes to church
speaking.
every Sunday.
I'm speaking. I have to come up in my mind, if he agreed to pay you, which I doubt, but let's say he said, I'll pay for half the wedding, whether there was any legitimate and reasonable expectation that this person who spent $200 for an engagement ring and couldn't pay his probation fines was going to be able to pay for a $14,000 wedding. What was the nature of the felony that you were convicted of?
Sales and possession.
Sale and possession of what?
Cocaine.
How many times?
Twice.
2 different arrests?
Yes.
That means you got caught twice.
Yes.
That doesn't mean that you sold only twice. It means you got caught twice.
I got caught twice.
Well, then you are smart.
Yes, ma'am.
Pretty smart. Because
Well, not pretty smart for selling drugs.
But you were pretty smart. You did it a few times and you didn't get caught, right?
I should have done it at all.
I asked you a question.
Yes.
Just a second. Don't tell him what to say, Mr. Enoch. I think he understands me pretty well, sir. I think he's keeping his cool because I don't think that with this kind of act, this young woman would have said yes to this proposal.
Your Honor, can I say something, please?
Go ahead.
He goes to church every Sunday. We thought that he was reformed. I mean, you're supposed to give everybody a chance. And that's exactly what we did. We believed him.
And the reason that the wedding was ended is because he moved in with his girlfriend that he had before we were married.
No. Your Honor, this lady, my soon-to-be ex-wife, she thinks I am sleeping with this girl, Melissa, okay? Me and Melissa ain't together.
Ma'am.
She would not sleep with me because I am married to this young lady here. And I got to respect
So
that
you've
woman
asked
for
her
that.
to?
Listen to me. I just wanted to hear him talk because so far I've had monosyllabic conversations with him, and I wanted to make sure that he was more together than he was presenting. I'm speaking more together than he was presenting to me a moment ago. I do not believe that he agreed to pay for half the wedding. It's unfortunate. And my advice to everyone out there is don't spend an awful lot of money on first weddings. Wait for the second one. They usually hold out a little bit better.
Your Honor, he
I'm sorry,
did
Miss
agree.
Wells. So I don't believe it. That's all.
All these are excused. You may step out.
I don't believe I just He's a straight up liar, and he knows he is. He's a con artist.
I think it's just all a bunch of, excuse my language, I think it's a bunch of bull, to be honest with you.
He is a liar and a cheater.
I don't feel I owe not a dime to this.
I don't want to be around him.
I'm just going to walk away and wash my hands with this whole situation.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Farmer versus Martinez. Step forward, please.
23-year-old Cammie Farmer is suing Jose Martinez for a late-night fender bender outside a nightclub. Jose says it was Cammie who backed into him.
Miss Farmer, you claim that Mr. Martinez damaged your car in a parking lot. And Mr. Martinez says that the accident was both of your faults, so you should each pay for your own damage. You were all exiting a club that evening.
Right.
So what I'd like you to do is to go over to that chart that you've prepared and show me where the exit was.
This is the exit right here.
Okay. So there's a steady stream of traffic that's going sort of in the center.
Right.
And what happens is I assume that a car in the center lane lets one car in from one side and then another car goes. It's sort of alternating egress from the parking lot.
And there was police officers in the parking lot directing traffic.
Now, what kind of car were you driving?
A 2000 Chevy Malibu.
And Mr. Martinez?
A van.
So tell me what happened.
As I was trying to exit...
That was you. You're in the red.
This is me. I'm the red and he's the blue. So as they're exiting and I'm waiting in line for them to exit, I guess he got impatient and was in a hurry or whatever and tried to go around me. And his back van door was open. So as he's trying to go around me, his door caught my left bumper and my left taillight and shifted my trunk.
You have pictures of that?
No, I don't. I put it in the shop the next day, so I didn't take pictures.
Well, after his van door hit your car, what happened?
The police officer that was standing back here directing traffic directed us to pull this way and exchange information.
And you did that?
Yes.
You have a police report?
No, because it was on private property and there was no injuries, the police officer didn't take a police report, but he gave me a statement.
I'd like to see it. This is Police Officer M. There were 20 vehicles in the parking lot attempting to leave. Okay. So what I want you to do, sir, is to give me your version of what happened. Because I will tell you now, Mr. Martinez, the police officer observed what happened.
Okay.
So before you even think about trying to fabricate a story, I suggest you think hard about what happened.
Okay, I'll tell you what happened. Well, that night, me and my friends threw a party at a club in Union City.
I don't care.
And,
Listen to me. I don't care. Get to the parking lot.
Okay, the parking lot. Okay,
And
like I
look
say.
at me when you're talking.
Okay, we was partying. You know, everybody had a little liquor in them.
Not me.
No, just a second.
Okay, well.
You had a little liquor
I had a
in
little
you.
liquor in me. So I'm like, we was exiting the parking lot. And could I show you on the ground? All right, this is the parking lot. I guess this is how you get out. I'm right here, she right here. I'm going up. When I was coming up, she was coming back. So we both hit each other. The reason I didn't really file no Collin claim because I figured it was both our fault.
No!
That's why I did that.
Well,
where was I going?
Now, just a second. Get back there.
Okay.
First of all, you had no business being behind the wheel of a truck or a van or a vehicle if you had been drinking.
Yeah.
Because it clouds your judgment.
Right.
And let me tell you what the police officer said.
Okay.
The police officer said he observed a black van with its passenger side sliding door open as it was attempting to drive around Miss Farmer's vehicle. In trying to do so, the black van side door collided with the right rear taillight of Miss Farmer's car. Mr. Martinez continued driving along the side of Miss Farmer's vehicle, causing more damage. It appeared that Mr. Martinez did not realize that he collided with Miss Farmer's vehicle. You know why that was?
I realize.
All right. So let me see an estimate, please.
I got 2 estimates. The shop that I went to gave me a discount.
Okay, but you had it fixed.
Right.
Well, how much did you pay to have it fixed?
$827.60. Here's the receipt.
Good, great. But I'm surprised that as the police officer didn't cite you for driving while under the influence of alcohol.
I also have rental car receipts because I had to get back and forth to work, and I also had a daughter that needed to get back and forth to school.
Who do you live with?
I live by myself.
I'll see them.
The receipts are in my mother's name because she rented it, but I gave her the money, cash.
All right, the judgment's for $970. That's all. Step out.
Thank you.
Excuse me. Calendar in the matter of Zilma versus Zemlicka. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Folks, have a seat, huh?
Miss Zilmer, how long did you room with the defendant while you were in college?
We have lived together for 2 years.
And then, according to your complaint, you recently signed another year's lease.
Right.
And the defendant moved out prior to that second lease starting, leaving you to pay 14 months rent.
Right.
On your own.
Yep.
The year on the new lease plus 2 months on the old lease. And Ms. Zemlicka says that she absolutely moved out because you invited people to the house, you had underage drinking parties, people either stole her property and or damaged her property. It was really unsafe for her to stay there, and that you should have tried to get a new roommate for the new lease or gone to the landlord, tried to negotiate out of the lease, but she is certainly not responsible. When did you, Ms. Zemlicka, start to have problems with the plaintiff with regard to who she was bringing into the apartment?
The first incident where I began to feel that things were unsafe occurred on January 25th, 2004. During that weekend, I was not present at the apartment. I had gone to my hometown, to my parents' house, and during that weekend, Kaylin Zilmer had several people over, and there was an underage drinking party that occurred.
How did you know that?
I know that because I was told by both the plaintiff and by a mutual acquaintance of mine.
Well, you can't tell me anything about the mutual acquaintance. Did you have a discussion?
Put a little bit of shit, put a little bit of shit, put a little bit of shit.
I would come back at the end of the day and Kaylin's guest would say to me, well, what the hell were you doing? Why were you slamming doors this morning? I wasn't slamming doors.
Okay, next. Move on.
Next. She had an underage drinking party on May 1st, 2004. During this underage drinking party, chairs belonging to me were broken. A fight occurred that I was told about by both Kaylin and Mindy.
Okay, so you weren't happy. When did you move out?
On or around June 14th, 2004.
When had you signed a new lease?
In the middle of March.
So in March you signed the new lease, and when was the term of that lease?
The term of that lease was set to begin on August 15th, 2004.
And you moved out in June?
Correct.
Why didn't you get a new roommate?
Ms. Zemlica had left a note for me the last day she moved out saying she'd be back in August.
Can I see it, please?
And aside from that note, no.
Home for the summer, back on Sunday for the rest of my stuff, back for good in August. When did you write this note?
When I left in June.
Well, if you left in June, were you intending to come back?
At that point I was, because I had not yet talked to my lawyer.
You see, Miss Zemlica, if you were moving out for cause and you wrote her a note and say, I no longer consider it safe here, please try to get a new roommate in June or in May, because a lot of these things happened in May, I would say to the plaintiff, listen, you have an obligation to mitigate your damages. In June, the possibility exists for her to still get another roommate. But if she's holding off because you've assured her that you're coming back in August, that's unreasonable. You were fooling her, right? You're her father?
Yes, I am, Judge.
Sure. You were fooling her. You were saying, I don't know what to... You can move over. I don't know exactly what I'm going to do, but I want an opportunity to speak to my lawyer, and then I'll figure out what I'm going to do. Now, when did you finally tell her that you were not going to move back?
I sent notice.
When?
June 23rd, 2004. I have a copy of the letter right here.
Let me have it. Where's the notification that you sent to the plaintiff?
I did not send notification to the plaintiff.
Why not? June 23rd, you sent notification to the Capitol Center Apartments. Why didn't you send her notice?
I did not send her notification because things had deteriorated so rapidly and so far at that point that I did not feel safe talking to her anymore. I had
Just a
received...
minute, nobody asked you to talk to her. What you have to do is send her a notice. And you never did.
I did not. However, my parents were in contact with her parents and did inform her mother that I would not be moving back in.
How do I know that? That's hearsay.
No, Judge, I talked to her mother. I'm Jennifer's father, and I did talk to her mother and said it's no longer capable of being resolved. Kaylin doesn't want to talk to Jennifer. Jennifer does not feel safe there. So there's nothing that can be done except to move out.
Your Honor, my hearsay was that he had talked to my 18-year-old brother, and that my mom actually talked to...
Just a second. They did the wrong thing. You may have done the wrong thing by having these people over that she didn't want over her home when she's not there. You understand that. But you have absolutely no right to first send her a letter indicating that you were coming back in August, despite the fact that there had been problems, so you were tricking her. Then you went to see a lawyer. Your lawyer gave you whatever advice the lawyer gave you. As a result of that, you did have the good sense to send a notice to the apartment complex. Did you get an answer from the apartment complex?
Yes, I did, Your Honor.
Let me see the answer.
They did not contact me in writing. They contacted me through a voicemail.
No. That's hearsay. Because if they were going to let you out of the lease so that she was no longer responsible under the terms of that lease, it would have been in writing. And you did not get that. Is that right?
That is correct.
Okay.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
I believed I needed to move out to protect my own personal safety.
And you have an absolute right not to live someplace where you're uncomfortable. You don't have the right to trick her, which you did.
And later today,
there's no way to tell whether it was my Tommy guns, cherry bombs, Black Widows, 4th of Julys, etc., that actually caused the damage. That's your defense.
Yes, ma'am.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Kaylin Zillmer says ex-roommate Jennifer Zemlica owes for breaking their apartment lease. Jennifer says it wasn't a safe place to live.
Your Honor, I was also sent a letter by Kaylin Zillmer claiming that she was responsible for the lease and for the rent because she was still living there. And I received in July.
That would be my half of the rent.
Of course she's still responsible because she's still living there. That doesn't mean you're not responsible. You wouldn't be responsible if you did the right thing. You did the wrong thing.
I believed I needed to move out to protect my own personal safety.
I don't disagree with you. Not your own personal safety. It had become uncomfortable for you to live there. Put your hand down. It had become uncomfortable for you to live there, and you have an absolute right not to live someplace where you're uncomfortable. You don't have the right to trick her, which you did. You tricked her into thinking that you were coming back at a time when this is, I assume, a college town where people look for apartments up until the end of the school year. You led her to believe that you were, in fact, coming back in August. She did not seek another roommate. You notified the apartment complex of your intention not to come back, but you never notified her. You could have just as soon sent her a copy of the letter. Then you would have put her on notice. Then I would have said, now listen, you have the obligation to mitigate your damages starting in June. You may not be able to find a roommate right away. Maybe she's only liable for 6 months' rent or 3 months' rent until you find a roommate.
And Your Honor,
but you didn't do the right thing. You can't just walk out. Now, who's living in the apartment?
I am, Your Honor.
Who else?
Just me.
What efforts have you made since you were notified that she was not intending to come back to try to find another roommate?
I have been to different websites. I have left up flyers around campus. I have a website too, roommates.com, so I have made efforts to cover her half
And
the
what,
rent.
just a second. And what's the rent on the apartment?
It's $9.40 a month.
When were you notified that she was not going to move back to the apartment?
In August.
Are you telling me that you didn't know until August that she wasn't coming back? Is that what you're telling me?
That's right.
Okay. Where do you live?
I live, well, Kelly's Wilmer. I live down the road from Kaylin.
Who do you live with?
I live with 4 other girls.
When did you sign your lease on that place?
Well, we signed the lease in December for the upcoming year starting in August. So our lease started August 15th and runs till August 14th next year.
And if you could find another roommate at your house, you could move in with your sister. Is that right?
Well, there's not many people looking for roommates anymore since college started.
Well, people come in January, do they not?
Yeah.
Sure they do. So we have September, October, November, December, January. That's 5 months, right? She's got to pay you for 5 months. You did not give her adequate notice. You gave her, as a matter of fact, no notice whatsoever of your intention to move.
Very गुड इवनिंग ऑल ऑफ यू माई एचबी में सबका स्वागत है। और आज का टॉपिक है आपके नेल्स, आपकी हेयर और आपकी स्किन। इसके बारे में जो जो प्रॉब्लम एसोसिएटेड है और इनको कैसे हम मैनेज कर सकते हैं, इसमें हम कैसे कौन से सप्लीमेंट्स ले सकते हैं, इन सारी चीज़ों पे हम डिस्कस करने वाले हैं। एक पीपीटी के थ्रू मैं आप लोगों के ये सारी इंफॉर्मेशन शेयर करने वाला हूँ। सो कैनेको नेल्स एक ब्यूटी का पार्ट माना जाता है, स्पेशली वुमेन्स में, फीमेल्स में। But it's not only about the beauty. पहले के डॉक्टर्स जो थे, जब डायग्नोस के जो एडवांस टेक्नोलॉजी नहीं थी, उस टाइम पे आपके नेल्स को देख के और आपकी टंग को देख के, आपकी आईज और आपकी फेस को देख के अंदाजा लगाया जाता था। एक डायग्नोस का बेस था वो, कि आपकी शरीर में किस टाइप की डेफिशिएंसी हो सकती है, क्या वो इंडिकेटर है, क्या आपकी बॉडी में कौन से डिसऑर्डर पैदा हो रहे हैं। तो ऐसे में जो नेल्स है वो आपकी हेल्थ का इंडिकेटर है। वो आपकी अंदर की जो जिस तरीके से आपकी बॉडी में जो फंक्शनिटी है या कोई डिसऑर्डर है, उसका एक तरीके से आपकी आईज, आपकी स्किन और आपके नेल्स जो हैं वो इंडिकेटर होते हैं। और यदि फैक्ट्स एंड फिगर की बात करें तो लगभग 1.1 टू 0.2 मिलीमीटर पर डे आपके नेल्स की ग्रोथ होती है। और ये 85 से 90% जो आपके नेल्स हैं वो केराटिन से बने होते हैं। केराटिन एक टाइप का कॉम्प्लेक्स प्रोटीन होता है। जैसे आपके हेयर भी जो हैं, हेयर भी केराटिन से ही बने होते हैं। सो नेल्स और हेयर्स का जो मेन कंपोजिशन है वो प्रोटीन का ही होता है। अब बहुत सारे लोग होते हैं कि जी हमें जो प्रोटीन खाना चाहिए वो स्पोर्ट्समैन के लिए होता है, ये तो जिम जाने वालों के लिए होता है। मैं आपको एक चीज जरूर यहाँ पे शेयर करने जा रहा हूँ। आज आप आपके जो हेयर्स हैं या आपके जो नेल्स हैं, ये सारी चीजें किस चीज की बनी हैं? ये प्रोटीन की बनी है। जब ये प्रोटीन की बनी है तो दूसरी चीजें, आपकी आंखों का जो लेंस है वो एक तरीके से ग्लोबुलिन प्रोटीन, एल्बुमिन प्रोटीन का बना हुआ है। सो आई लेंस, हेयर, स्किन, आपके इवन आप जो एचबी टेस्ट करवाते हो, हीमोग्लोबिन, वो ग्लोबुलिन नाम के प्रोटीन से ही हीमोग्लोबिन है। यानी कि जो आपका एचबी टेस्ट होता है वो भी एक प्रोटीन ही है। सो प्रोटीन हमारी बॉडी के लिए बहुत नेसेसरी होता है। उसको अवॉइड नहीं कर सकते। उसकी अवॉइड, जब उसको अवॉइड करते हैं तो बहुत सारे बॉडी में चेंजेस आते हैं, डिसऑर्डर आते हैं। सो यहाँ पे नेल का जो फंक्शन है वो सेंसिटिव टिप्स जो हमारी हैं इसको प्रोटेक्ट करना है। और आप देखेंगे बहुत सारे लोग ऐसी एक्सरसाइज भी करते हैं, इसके नीचे जो क्रेटीन बनाने वाले सेल्स होते हैं वो एक्टिवेट होते हैं। इसलिए बहुत सारे योगा में या ऐसी बहुत सारे ऐसे हमारी संस्कृति में ये हमें चीज मिली है कि क्या करने से क्या हो सकता है। तो ये रब करने से एक्टिवेशन होता है पर्टिकुलर जो सेल हैं जो केराटिन बनाती हैं। सो इससे जब केराटिन बॉडी में बनेगा तो नेल से डायरेक्टली, क्योंकि केराटिन के ही हेयर बने हैं, केराटिन के ही नेल बने हैं, तो इसको रब करने से एक तरीके से माइक्रो लेवल पे सेंसिटिविटी बढ़ती है जो केराटिन बनाने की क्षमता को बढ़ाती है या उसको स्टिमुलेट करती है। सो यहाँ पे यदि नेल के बारे में बात किया जाए तो नेल को देख के आप अभी जब इस मीटिंग में बैठे हैं तो आप भी अंदाजा लगा सकते हैं। यदि आप ऐसे प्रेस कर रहे हैं और प्रेस करने पे आपके जो नेल हैं वो यदि येलो कलर के आपको दिख रहे हैं और पहले कलर के यानी कि वाइट और उसके बीच में येलो के बीच में दिख रहे हैं और बहुत सूखे सूखे दिख रहे हैं, और यदि स्पून शेप, स्पून देख रहे हैं बीच से यदि वो मुड़ रहा है तो ये इंडिकेटर है कि आप में आयरन की डेफिशिएंसी हो सकती है, विटामिन बी 12 की डेफिशिएंसी हो सकती है, और आपको लग रहा है कि फ्रेजाइल हो रहे हैं, बार बार टूट जाते हैं मेरे नेल और फटने लग जाते हैं, तो ये आपको इंडिकेट कर रहा है कि आप में बायोटीन की डेफिशिएंसी हो सकती है, विटामिन बी 7 की। जिंक बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट होता है नेल्स की ग्रोथ के लिए, हेयर्स की ग्रोथ के लिए, इवन हमारी स्किन के लिए भी जिंक बहुत बड़ा रोल प्ले करता है एज ए मिनरल। सो यदि आपके बहुत ज्यादा रफ नेल्स हो गए हैं और उनकी ग्रोथ बहुत स्लो हो रही है, और इसका एक मेन इंडिकेटर है कि बीच बीच में वाइट पैचेस आ जाते हैं। छोटे छोटे आपको पैचेस दिखेंगे आपके नेल में, वाइट वाले। ये क्या कर रहा है? ये आपकी इंडिकेट कर रहा है कि आपकी बॉडी में जिंक की डेफिशिएंसी हो सकती है। प्रोटीन की डेफिशिएंसी में आपको ये भी देखने को मिलेगा कि यदि प्रोटीन की डेफिशिएंसी है तो आपके नेल्स बहुत वीक दिखेंगे। जो पहले आप यहाँ पे फोकस करके देखिए टो पे। क्या आपका ये पहले बहुत ज्यादा मोटा होता था, अब धीरे धीरे ये श्रिंक हो रहा है, पतला हो रहा है? इट मीन्स देर इज ए डेफिशिएंसी। आयरन की हो सकती है, बी कॉम्प्लेक्स की हो सकती है, जिंक की हो सकती है, प्रोटीन की। ये कॉमन डेफिशिएंसी हैं जो हमारे नेल्स जिसको इंडिकेट करते हैं। तो ऐसे केस में दूसरा, ये कुछ हेल्थ कंडीशन को भी बताते हैं। यदि आपकी हाइपोथायराइडिज्म है, यानी कि मोटापे वाली, जो दो टाइप के थायराइड की माल फंक्शनिंग होती है, एक हाइपो वाली, एक हाइपर वाली। हाइपो में वेट गेन होता है, हाइपर में वेट कम होता है। तो यदि हाइपो है तो ऐसे केस में आपका थिन होगा, यानी कि शरीर मोटा, नेल पतले। यदि हाइपर है तो आपके नेल मोटे हो जाएंगे, हार्ड हो जाएंगे, और शरीर पतला हो जाएगा। यानी कि उल्टा, शरीर मोटा और नेल पतले। ये थायराइड के एक सिम्टम्स बताते हैं। डायबिटीज में भी येलोइश कलर के नेल हो जाते हैं, येलो येलो कलर के दिखने स्टार्ट हो जाते हैं। सो ऐसे केस में आपको डायबिटीज को का भी अंदाजा लगाया जा सकता है। किडनी डिजीज, जो किडनी डिजीज है, इसमें भी आप देखेंगे हो सकता है कि डायबिटीज के अलावा आपकी जो किडनी के से रिलेटेड कोई इशू, यदि आपके नेल्स का कलर चेंज हो रहा है तो ये साइन है लीवर, किडनी, डायबिटीज और हार्ट जैसी प्रॉब्लम का। और यदि आपको ब्लूइश कलर दिख रहा है, ब्लू एक तरीके से पैचेज में दिख रहा है, तो ये हार्ट की डिजीज का एक तरीके से इंडिकेटर हो सकता है। सो ये चीजें आपके नेल जो हैं वो हेल्थ को के इंडिकेटर भी माने जाते हैं। तो आज अपने आप को इवेलुएट कर सकते हो। यदि आप बैठे हो तो आप अपने नाखूनों को देख सकते हैं कि मेरे नाखून का टेक्सचर सही या नहीं है। मैं अपना नाखून दिखाऊं तो जस्ट स्टडी करते हैं, सब अपना भी कर सकते हैं। यहाँ यहाँ तो हल्का वाइट दिखेगा, ये ग्रूव होता है। यहाँ छोटा सा सर्कल दिखेगा, छोटा सा। यहाँ हल्का सा वाइट होता है, वो किसी बीमारी का इंडिकेटर नहीं है। बीच से ये आपका, यहाँ आपका कलर रेडिश ही होना चाहिए जब आप दबाते हैं, और आपका थिकनेस भी पूरा होना चाहिए। ऐसे ऐसे करते ही नहीं मुड़ना होना चाहिए। मतलब ये आपको एक इंडिकेटर है कि आपकी इंटरनल हेल्थ भी सही है। सो यहाँ पे आप देखेंगे एजिंग के साथ भी थिनिंग होना एक तरीके से आम बात है, और हार्मोनल चेंजेस भी हमारे नेल के टेक्सचर में और कलर में चेंजेस लाते हैं, स्पेशली फॉर द वुमेन्स। प्रेगनेंसी के टाइम पे भी चेंज होता है कलर, मेनोपॉज के टाइम पे भी, और प्यूबर्टी के टाइम पे। यहाँ हॉर्मोन्स का बड़ा रोल होता है। एनवायरमेंटल फैक्टर बहुत आप देखेंगे, केमिकल्स, डिटर्जेंट, एक्सट्रीम टेम्परेचर कैन काज नेल डैमेज एंड डिस्कलरेशन। सो ऐसा तो नहीं है कि आप डिटर्जेंट में ज़्यादा एक्सपोजर में है, एक्सट्रीम टेम्परेचर, या इसके कारण आपका नेल का कलर चेंज हो रहा है। तो इसको आप जनरली इवेलुएट कर सकते हैं। यहाँ पे इम्पोर्टेंट है कि आप यदि ये चेंजेस आ रहे हैं तो आपको प्रोटीन रिच डाइट लेनी चाहिए, प्रोटीन बढ़ा देना चाहिए डाइट में। और मैं ये कहता हूँ कि इन्फ्लामेटरी प्रोटीन से अच्छा है एंटी इन्फ्लामेटरी प्रोटीन खाएं जो वीगन रेंज में होता है। आज आपके पास एक वीगन प्रोटीन है जिसकी पीडी का जो वैल्यू है ऑलमोस्ट सिमिलर टू 1 है, जो 1 होती है हाईएस्ट, उसके बराबर है। यानी कि उसके अमाइनो एसिड जो स्कोर है, जो आप उसको यूटिलाइज करते हैं, तो उस यूटिलाइजेशन में अमाइनो एसिड रोल प्ले करते हैं आपकी जो मसल की रिकवरी है, या आपकी जो बॉडी का कंपोजिशन है। यदि पीडी का वैल्यू 1 होगी तो आप उसको क्या कर सकते हैं, आपकी बॉडी उसको ज्यादा यूटिलाइज करेगी, अपनी कंपोजिशनल रिक्वायरमेंट को फुलफिल करेगी। यदि पीडी का कम होती है, इसको हम बायोलॉजिकल वैल्यू भी बोलते हैं, यदि ये कम होती है इसका मतलब आपका प्रोटीन बॉडी कम यूटिलाइज करती है। तो ये ऑलमोस्ट 1 के बराबर है। यदि 1 के बराबर है तो पीडी का वैल्यू इंडिकेटर है कि आपका प्रोटीन का अमाइनो एसिड जो आपकी बॉडी को चाहिए वो स्कोर ऑलमोस्ट सिमिलर है, राइट। सो यहाँ पे बायोटिन रिच फूड खा सकते हैं। एग एक बहुत अच्छा, बॉइल्ड एग एक अच्छा सोर्स है। बहुत सारे ऐसे लाइक नट्स जो हैं वो उसका सोर्स है। विटामिन सी रिच, यहाँ पे आप देखेंगे विटामिन सी की उसमें एसबीटीसी जूस आप प्लान कर सकते हैं, जिसमें एक तरीके से बहुत सारे विटामिन्स, मिनरल्स भी साथ में, विटामिन सी के साथ ओमेगा। मैं बोलूंगा जब आपको नेल में कोई चेंजेस आ रहा है तो ओमेगा, आप हमेशा ओमेगा यहाँ पे नेल वाले केसेस में आपको फ्लैक्स वाला जो एएलए है हमारा वो यूटिलाइज करना चाहिए। 2 कैप पर डे आप उसको यूटिलाइज कर सकते हैं। जिंक जहां तक बात आ रही है तो जिंक हमारा हमने कैलमैगडी, आप नेल के केस में कैल्शियम मैग्नीशियम की टैबलेट बहुत जरूरी है। मतलब यदि आपको चेंजेस आ रहा है तो ये तो आप आज से स्टार्ट कर दिए कैलमैगडी। और आयरन जो है, आयरन फोलिक, अभी हीमो 14 आने वाला है, यदि आपके पास ऑलरेडी स्टॉक में है तो आयरन फोलिक भी बहुत जरूरी है, क्योंकि येलोइश कलर है तो इट मीन्स एनीमिया हो सकता है। सो अदर इसेंशियल न्यूट्रिएंट्स है, विटामिन ई है, मैग्नीशियम है, आयरन है, और सप्लीमेंट में ग्रीन प्रोटीन 20 ग्राम आप डेली, कैलमैक डी, एक कैलमैक डी का टैबलेट, और फ्लैक्स एल ये 2 बार, और SBTC 30-30 ml 2 टाइम। तो ये बेस्ट है आपकी इंटरनल हेल्थ को, क्योंकि नेल से आपकी डायरेक्टली हेल्थ का इंडिकेटर है वो। ये चीजें आप 4-5 चीजें का कॉम्बिनेशन लेंगे तो आप उन चीजों को मीट आउट कर सकते हो जो नेल्स के थ्रू आपको दिखाई दे रही हैं, राइट। सो जिसके येलो स्नेल है तो आप देख लेना, साथ में आपको जब आप स्टेयर्स चढ़ेंगे, जीना चढ़ेंगे, उस टाइम पे भी आपकी सांसें फूलेंगी। इट मीन्स इट्स इंडिकेटर ऑफ आयरन फोलिक एंड विटामिन B12 डेफिशिएंसी, एनीमिक कंडीशन है ये। सो ऐसे केस में आप ALA, SBTC, ग्रीन प्रोटीन, कैलमैक और आयरन ये आप इंक्लूड कर सकते हैं। सो हेयर की जहां तक बात आती है तो हेयर मिलीमीटर, की बात करें 0.3 से 0.4 पर डे इसकी ग्रोथ होती है। पर मंथ 1.3 सेंटीमीटर यानी कि ½ इंचज तक बढ़ते हैं। नॉर्मल हेयर ग्रोथ की मैं बात कर रहा हूँ। हेयर ग्रोथ साइकिल जो है वो 2 से 6 साल का होता है, फॉलोड बाय 2 से 3 मंथ रेस्टिंग फेज, यानी कि एक तरीके से वो पूरा एनाजिन फेज जिसको हम बोलते हैं, वो पूरा ग्रोथ साइकिल होता है। उसके बाद ये वॉश आउट हो जाता है वो पर्टिकुलर चीज, और उसको रेस्टिंग फेज बोलते हैं। अब रेस्टिंग के बाद फिर से नया जर्नेट होता है। यहाँ हेयर स्ट्रक्चर की बात करें तो आपका जो हेयर है बेसिकली वो आप इधर वाले में देख रहे हैं, मेडुला, कॉर्टेक्स एंड क्यूटिकल। बाहर का जो आप टच करते हैं ये क्यूटिकल लेयर है। क्यूटिकल लेयर शाइनिंग लेयर होती है, वैक्सी टाइप की होती है, जो कि बाहर के एनवायरनमेंट से आपके हेयर को बचाने की कोशिश करती है। जैसे ये रफ हो जाता है, आप ज्यादा केमिकल इस पे यूज करते हैं या इसकी केयर नहीं करते तो रफ हो जाता। रफ होते ही आपकी क्यूटिकल से सीधा कॉर्टेक्स जो है, कॉर्टेक्स पे सीधा इफेक्ट पड़ता है, और कॉर्टेक्स पे इफेक्ट पड़ के रफ हो जाता है और हेयर फॉल होने के चांसेस होते हैं। तो ऐसे केस में आप कंडीशनिंग करना, हेयर वीक में एक बार मसाज करवाना, तो आप अच्छे हेयर की हेल्थ रख सकते हो आउटर केयर में। मेडुला जो पोर्शन है ये यहाँ से आपको एक तरीके से हेयर का ये न्यूट्रिशन से लेके हेयर की स्ट्रेंथ तक ये हेल्प करता है। और यहाँ पे आप देख रहे हैं जहां से हेयर स्किन से बाहर आता है उसको हेयर शाफ्ट बोलते हैं। ये वाला जो पेपिला है ये बेसिकली जब आपकी एज बढ़ती है तो ये डैमेज हो जाता है, जिसके कारण हेयर बल्ब जो है इसमें पेपिला से आपकी न्यूट्रिशन ये जब खत्म होना स्टार्ट हो जाता तो हेयर बाल्डनेस आनी स्टार्ट हो जाती है, डेंसिटी कम होनी स्टार्ट हो जाती है। और साइंस ने ऐसी चीजें खोज निकाली हैं, ऐसे हर्ब्स को, ऐसे न्यूट्रिएंट्स को, कि इनके यूज से इसको आप हेयर बल्ब को एक तरीके से एक्टिवेट रख सकते हो, और आप एक अच्छी हेयर की मतलब ग्रोथ और अच्छी शाइनिंग हेयर आप इंश्योर कर सकते हो। सो सीबम प्रोडक्शन का मतलब होता है एक नेचुरल टाइप का ऑयल होता है, वो पर ईयर 1 लीटर के आसपास आपकी बॉडी खुद ही तेल बना लेती है, यानी कि आपका बालों की जो शाइनिंग है वो सीबम के कारण ही है। जब क्यूटिकल पे सीबम जाता है तो वो शाइन करती है। सो यहाँ पे हेयर लॉस की बात करें तो एवरेज 50 से 100 हेयर्स जो हैं 50 to 100 हेयर्स पर डे लॉस होते हैं। और मेल पैटर्न में बालनेस जो है वो सबसे ज्यादा होता है, जस्ट बिकॉज ऑफ हार्मोन। वोमेन्स में बालनेस कम होता है, बाल कम उड़ते हैं एज कंपेयर टू द मेल। झड़ना और उड़ने में बहुत फर्क है, यानी कि झड़ने में तो ये है कि रफ हो गया तो टूटना स्टार्ट हो गया, डैंड्रफ हो गया तो टूटना स्टार्ट हो गया। बट यदि वो बिल्कुल रूट लेवल से, ये वाले लेवल से खत्म हो रहा है, तो बल्ब लेवल से, तो इसका मतलब है कि वो गंजापन बालनेस आनी स्टार्ट हो जाती है। ये रीजन क्या है? हम मेल्स में एक हार्मोन होता है, मेल हार्मोन टेस्टोस्टेरोन। यदि बॉडी टेस्टोस्टेरोन में को कंप्लीट कन्वर्ट ना करे, प्रोसेस में टेस्टोस्टेरोन कंप्लीट कन्वर्ट ना हो, तो एक बीच में टेस्टोस्टेरोन बनता है जिसका नाम है DHT, डिहाइड्रोक्सी टेस्टोस्टेरोन। तो इस केस में आप देखेंगे हमारे ये इतना हाइपर रिएक्टिव होता है, यहाँ से हेयर को डैमेज करना स्टार्ट कर देता, और गंजापन आप देखेंगे जो मेल्स में ज्यादा है। सो वो एक तरीके से फीमेल में कम होता है, जस्ट बिकॉज वहाँ पे टेस्टोस्टेरोन नहीं होता। बट पीसीओडी के केस में जब हार्मोन इनबैलेंस होता है वो वुमेन्स में, जिसको पीसीओडी है, उस केस में आपको देखने को मिलेगा हेयर फॉल ज्यादा होगा, अनवांटेड हेयर निकल आएंगे। अनवांटेड हेयर फेस पे ज्यादा दिखना स्टार्ट हो जाएंगे, और आपके जो हेड वाले पोर्शन पे है वहां हेयर की थिकनेस और डेंसिटी कम होनी स्टार्ट होती है। सो हॉर्मोन्स का भी बहुत बड़ा रोल होता है हमारे हेयर की डेंसिटी में, उनकी ओवरऑल जो हेल्थ है। सो यहाँ पे इम्पोर्टेंट चीज क्या है, जो कॉमन हेयर प्रॉब्लम है एंड्रोजेनेटिक एलोपीसिया हम बोलते हैं, जिसमें मेल फीमेल पैटर्न में बालनेस आता है। एलोपीसिया एरिएटा, पैची हेयर लॉस, पैचीज में हेयर लॉस होते हैं उसको बोलते हैं। टेलोजन जो होता है वो एक्सेसिव हेयर शेडिंग होता है। और एलोपेशिया जैसे आप जब टाइटनेस और स्टाइल में एक ही स्टाइल को लगातार लंबे टाइम तक करते हो तो उसको ट्रैक्शन एलोपेशिया बोलते हैं कि स्टाइलिंग की वजह से वो हेयर लॉस हो रहा है, आपकी हेयर टाइट है या रफ होते जा रहे हैं। सो यहाँ पे हेयर ब्रेकेज है, स्प्लिट एंड जो हेयर की साफ्ट है उसमें एक तरीके से रफनेस आने की वजह से होता है। ब्रेकेज एट रूट्स, हेयर ब्रेकिंग ऑफ एट द स्कैल्प, स्कैल्प के लेवल से ब्रेकेज होना स्टार्ट हो जाए ड्यू टू डैंड्रफ फंगस इन्फेक्शन के कारण। एंड मिड लेंथ ब्रेकेज, हेयर ब्रेकिंग ऑफ इन अ मिडल, इसका मतलब है कि आपका जो पॉल्यूशन है या डर्ट है वो बहुत ज्यादा, या सन का एक्सपोजर है वो बहुत ज्यादा है, इसलिए मिडल से हो रहा है। स्प्लिट एंड जो है वो एक तरीके से हेयर का मॉइस्चर लॉस हो रहा है इसलिए हो रहा है। तो उसमें कंडीशनिंग करना और ये सारी चीजें और अच्छी डाइट और स्ट्रेस को मैनेज करना। स्ट्रेस भी हार्मोन को डायरेक्टली अनबैलेंस करता है, तो स्ट्रेस के केस में हेयर फॉल बहुत ज्यादा होता है मेल और फीमेल, बिकॉज डायरेक्टली हार्मोन को वो एक तरीके से अनबैलेंस करने का काम करता है। तो ऐसे केस में आपने स्कैल्प के इशू होते हैं, डैंड्रफ है जिसमें सोराइसिस है, ऑटोमिन कंडीशन यूजिस स्कैल्प, स्कैल्प पे इन्फ्लामेशन आ जाता है सोराइसिस की वजह से। एक्जिमा है उसकी वो भी इन्फ्लामेशन क्रिएट करता है स्किन पे आपके, एक तरीके से स्कैल्प पे। और इची स्कैल्प ड्यू टू इरिटेशन या कोई ऐसा लाइक आपका एनवायरमेंट टॉक्सिन्स आ रहा है या कोई ऐसी चीज आपकी फंगस जैसी कोई है जिसके कारण वो इची स्कैल्प हो रहा है, इसकी वजह से भी आपके हेयर के बहुत सारे इशू हो सकते हैं। एक होता है बालों का ग्रे होना, सफेद होना। देखो नेचुरल फिनोमिना तो है, बट इसको हम स्लो कर सकते हैं, इसको हम कुछ टाइम के लिए स्टॉप भी कर सकते हैं। सो इसमें जो हेयर की ग्रेइंग का जो मेन कारण है वो एजिंग है। हेयर ग्रेइंग इज नेचुरल प्रोसेस ऑफ एजिंग प्रोसेस। जेनेटिक भी ये बहुत बड़ा रोल प्ले करता है। यदि आपकी मदर फादर में जल्दी ग्रेइंग थी तो चांसेस आप में ज्यादा है, तो आप उसको थोड़ा सा डिले कर सकते हैं, मैनेज कर सकते हैं। स्ट्रेस जो है वो भी हेयर को ग्रे करने में, प्री मैच्योर ग्रेइंग में मतलब प्रमोट करती है उसको, वो उसको एक तरीके से इंड्यूस करती है प्री मैच्योर ग्रेइंग में। विटामिन डेफिशिएंसी जो है, विटामिन B12 की डेफिशिएंसी, विटामिन डी एंड कॉपर कैन कंट्रीब्यूट टू हेयर ग्रेइंग। देखिए आप यहाँ पे देखेंगे जो आपका कोलाजन है बेसिकली उसमें कॉपर डाला गया है, कॉपर और जिंक डाले गए हैं। वो इसलिए है कि हेयर, नेल और स्किन का फॉर्मूला बनाने के लिए कि आपके हेयर पे भी काम करे, आपके स्किन पे भी काम करे और आपके नेल्स पे भी काम करे। इसलिए उसमें आप कॉपर और जिंक देख रहे हैं, विटामिन ई देख रहे हैं, विटामिन सी देख रहे हैं। तो ये चीजें आप उसमें एक्चुअली आप नोटिस कर रहे होंगे आपके फॉर्मुलेशन में, जो आपको मार्केट में जनरली देखने को नहीं मिलता है। सो हार्मोनल चेंजेस जो हैं वो भी आपके फीमेल्स में बेसिकली मेनोपॉज और थायराइड डिसऑर्डर के केस में आपको हेयर ग्रेइंग होने के चांसेस ज्यादा होते हैं। अदर जो फैक्टर इन्फ्लुएंस करते हैं आपका, हो सकता है यूरोपियन का तो ऑलरेडी ग्रे अर्ली रहता ही है, देन द एशियन और अफ्रीकन से। स्मोकिंग आल्सो ट्रिगर करती है प्रीमेच्योर हेयर ग्रेइंग को। डाइट जो है, यदि आपके इसेंशियल न्यूट्रिएंट्स नहीं है, ये भी प्रीमेच्योर ग्रेइंग को वो करती है, प्रमोट करती है। एंड सन एक्सपोजर, प्रोलॉन्ग सन एक्सपोजर कैन कॉज हेयर टू ग्रे फास्टर। तो यहाँ पे इम्पोर्टेंट ये है कि आप कैसे इसको मेंटेन रखेंगे। सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट ये है कि आपको देखिए, हेयर की ग्रोथ में पी प्रोटीन जो है वो सबसे बड़ा अच्छा प्रोटीन जो हेयर के लिए माना जाता है, वो पी प्रोटीन माना जाता है। तो देखिए, मटर जो है उसको आप बॉयल करके डेली सैलेड में आप खा सकते हैं। उसको आप एक तरीके से ज्यादा अपने नेचुरल डाइट में इन्वॉल्व कर सकते हैं। इसके साथ साथ आपके पास यहाँ पे 10 से 15 ग्राम आप पी प्रोटीन, हमारे जो ग्रीन प्रोटीन है उसमें ऑलमोस्ट मेजर जो पोर्शन है वो पी प्रोटीन का है, पी प्रोटीन आइसोलेट का है। तो यहाँ पे माय डियर फ्रेंड्स, मैं आपको जरूर गाइड करूंगा कि ऐसे केस में जब आपके हेयर की थिकनेस, डेंसिटी और ग्रेइंग हो रही है, तो आप डेली प्रोटीन को इन्वॉल्व करें। बट जैसे पीसीओडी के केस में वोमेन्स के हेयर की प्रॉब्लम है, या थायराइड के केस में वोमेन्स को प्रॉब्लम है, या मेनोपॉजल स्टेज में आपको, तो वहां पे आप वे प्रोटीन जैसी या मिल्क प्रोटीन जैसी चीजों को अवॉइड करना चाहिए, बिकॉज और ज्यादा हार्मोन को अनबैलेंस या उसको अनबैलेंस करने में ट्रिगर करते हैं। सो मोरल ऑफ स्टोरी ये है कि ऐसे केस में आपको वीगन प्रोटीन पे जाना चाहिए, स्पेशली वुमेन्स की मैं बात कर रहा हूँ। तो हेयर्स के लिए स्पेशली जो वीगन प्रोटीन है वो आपका होता है पी प्रोटीन। और आपके पास जो यहाँ पे वीगन प्रोटीन है कंपनी का, वो उसमें मोस्टली आपका पी प्रोटीन ज्यादा है। सो इजी टू डाइजेस्ट है और आपकी इन चीज़ों को मेंटेन करने में हेल्प करता है। सो यहाँ पे मैं जरूर हेयर वन मेल के केस में मैं जरूर ये बोलूंगा, जहाँ बाल्डनेस की बात आ रही है, जहाँ जहाँ डीएसपी जहाँ बनता है, जो मेल की बाल्डनेस, स्पेशली हेयर वन वहाँ बहुत अच्छा काम करेगा। इवन मेनोपॉजल या एक तरीके से पीसीओडी के केस में यदि फीमेल्स के साथ ये प्रॉब्लम है, तो ऐसे केस में भी हेयर वन बहुत अच्छा काम करेगा। तो आप सेलेक्ट कीजिए कि हेयर वन कहाँ देना है। मेल के केस में तो हमेशा आपको देना चाहिए जहाँ पे बालनेस आ रही है, जेनेटिकली इसको लग रहा है कि उनके पेरेंट्स को भी ऐसा था, उनको भी ऐसा है, ऐसे में कोलाजन जरूर ऐड कीजिए। आप कोलाजन ऐड कर सकते हैं। और मैं तो कहता हूँ 10 ग्राम ग्रीन प्रोटीन, 10 ग्राम कोलाजन को मिक्स कीजिए और एक जो सीजनल फ्रूट है उसमें स्मूदी बना के पीना स्टार्ट कीजिए। आपको विजिबल चेंज 15 से 20 दिन में आना स्टार्ट हो जाएगा। क्रिल वन में यहाँ पे हेयर के केस में, जैसे नेल के केस में फ्लैक्स एएलए इम्पोर्टेंट था, यहाँ क्रिल ज्यादा आपको बेनिफिट देगा। आयरन फोलिक के सप्लीमेंट को आल्सो ऐड करें। आपको लगता है कि स्ट्रेस एक मेन रीजन है हमारे हेयर ग्रोइंग का, या लो डेंसिटी का, या एक तरीके से हार्मोनल चेंजेस की वजह से ये आ रहा है, तो ऐसे केस में आपको ब्रेन वन और रसवा वन जरूर इसमें ऐड ऑन करना चाहिए उस पर्टिकुलर केस में। या आप यूज करें तो इसको जरूर यूज करना चाहिए जो स्ट्रेस के कारण ये ट्रिगर हो रहा है। तो यहाँ पे अगला टॉपिक है स्किन। स्किन के केस में देखिए, स्किन को हम सेकंड माउथ भी बोलते हैं। शरीर का यदि दूसरा मुंह बोला जाता है, माउथ बोला जाता है, वो स्किन है। क्योंकि स्किन इसके लिए हमारे पहले की जो जनरेशन थी वो बड़ी समझदार जनरेशन थी। जो वो खा सकते थे वो वही स्किन पे लगाते थे, उनको पता था ये भी माउथ ही है, ये बॉडी में जाना है। तो ऐसे केस में जैसे कोकोनट वो लगाते भी थे, खाते भी थे। हल्दी खाते थे, हल्दी लगाते थे। तो बहुत सारे ऐसे वो थे, लाइक कोकुम्बर को यूज कर लेते स्किन पे, उसको खाते भी थे, लगाते भी थे। तो नेचुरल चीजें जो एडिबल थी, जो लोग खा सकते थे, वही लगाते थे। तो इसलिए मैं कहता हूँ ये सेकंड माउथ है हमारी बॉडी का। तो इसकी केयर करना बहुत जरूरी है। और ये हमारी बॉडी का टेम्परेचर और फर्स्ट लाइन ऑफ डिफेंस, पहला डिफेंस यही है, बॉडी का टेम्परेचर रेगुलेशन और इम्यूनिटी को रेगुलेट करने में बहुत बड़ी हेल्प करता है। तीन तरीके की ये 3 लेयर की बनी है। पहली जो ऊपर आपको इस ऊपर वाली लेयर दिख रही है, ये एपिडर्मिस है जिसको आप टच कर पा रहे हैं। उसके नीचे डर्मिस है, और जहाँ पे कनेक्टिव टिश्यू, ब्लड वेसल एंड नर्व एंडिंग रहती है, ये वाला एरिया जो है। इसके नीचे जो है आपको हाइपोडर्मिस है, जो इनर मोस्ट लेयर है। जो स्किन अंडरलेइंग मसल्स एंड बोन से कनेक्टेड रहती है, उसको हम हाइपोडर्मिस बोलते हैं। और यदि मैं आपसे सवाल पूछूं, स्किन कौन से प्रोटीन से बने, जैसे आपके हेयर और नेल बने थे केराटिन से, तो यहाँ पे आंसर है कि कोलाजन और इलास्टिन नाम के प्रोटीन से स्किन बनी है हमारी। तो ऐसे केस में मैं आपसे यही बोलना चाहूंगा कि स्किन इज मेड ऑफ कोलाजन, 80% कोलाजन से बनी है, और इलास्टिन है 20%। तो हमें विद द एज हमारी बॉडी अपने आप कोलाजन बनाना स्लो कर देती है, कम होना स्टार्ट होता है, जिसकी वजह से आप देखेंगे स्किन डल होना स्टार्ट हो जाती है, स्किन पे डार्क स्पॉट प्रोड्यूस होना स्टार्ट हो जाते हैं विद द एज, और रिंकल जैसी चीजें आपको झुर्रियां दिखना स्टार्ट हो जाती हैं। तो यहाँ पे आपको देखना चाहिए कि कौन सा सप्लीमेंट लेना। तो कोलाजन एक बहुत बेटर ऑप्शन है, साथ में ओमेगा। कोलाजन और ओमेगा बहुत अच्छा ऑप्शन बनता है, बट आउटर केयर करना भी बहुत जरूर आपके लिए नेसेसरी है। तो स्किन केयर में जैसे क्लींज करना, आपके पास सीटीएम है, क्लिंजर टोनर मॉइस्चराइजर है, दोनों सीरीज में है। यदि आपकी स्किन ज्यादा ब्लेमिशेस है, डार्क स्पॉटेड है, तो आप आ, जा सकते हैं किस पे, विटामिन सी वाली क्वार्टसी पे जा सकते हैं। और यदि आपको लगता है मुझे स्किन को टोन अप रखना है, थोड़ी रफ स्किन है, ऐसे केस में आप जा सकते हैं हिल्स एंड बीचेस के सीटीएम पे। तो यहाँ पे क्लीन करना, मॉइस्चराइज करना, एक्सफोलिएट करना, और सन से प्रोटेक्शन के लिए सनस्क्रीन का यूज करना, ये रूटीन केयर है। आपको ये जरूर करना चाहिए। और आपके पास बहुत अच्छे वीगन रेंज के प्रोडक्ट है जो केमिकल फ्री हैं, जो डर्मेटोलॉजिकली टेस्टिफाइड हैं, जो एक तरीके से इकोसर्ट कॉस्मोस सर्टिफाइड प्रोडक्ट हैं, जिसमें प्लांट बेस्ड ही चीज यूज की गई हैं। ऐसी कोई हार्मफुल चीजें नहीं है जो आपकी स्किन को या आपकी बॉडी के लिए खराब हो। तो ऐसे केस में एनवायरमेंट स्ट्रेसर से भी आपको बचना चाहिए, जिसमें अवॉइड स्मोकिंग है, पोल्यूशन का एक्सपोजर है, ज्यादा एकदम से कोल्ड एनवायरनमेंट, और वो उसमें ऐसे में आपको मॉइस्चराइज करके रखना चाहिए। और आपको स्ट्रेस को भी मैनेज करना चाहिए। स्ट्रेस की वजह से ही आपको एक्ने, एक्जिमा या ऐसी बीमारी हो सकती है जो आपको स्किन को डैमेज कर सकती है। तो यहाँ पे स्किन केयर में, हेल्दी लाइफस्टाइल में आपको ज्यादा पानी पीना चाहिए। बोलते सब है, पीते कम है, पर सुबह आपकी जिंदगी पानी से स्टार्ट होनी चाहिए, बिकॉज आपकी बॉडी कितने परसेंट पानी से बनी है? आपकी 70% आपकी बॉडी में पानी है। तो सबसे पहला कौन सा फूड देना चाहिए बॉडी को? पानी ही देना चाहिए। पूरा दिन आपको ज्यादा पानी पीना चाहिए यदि आप हेल्दी स्किन चाहते हैं। तो यहाँ पे डिहाइड्रेशन, जैसे स्मोकिंग है, अल्कोहल का कंजप्शन है, निकोटीन है, कैफीन है, ऐसे केस में डिहाइड्रेशन ज्यादा रहता है, इसकी वजह से स्किन डल होती है। तो आप थोड़ा सा अवॉइड करें और लिमिट करें इन चीजों को, इनटेक को। बैलेंस डाइट में आप देखेंगे एंटीऑक्सीडेंट बहुत जरूरी होते हैं स्किन के लिए, ओमेगा बहुत जरूरी होता है, विटामिन ए, विटामिन ई और सी, ये आपकी स्किन के लिए बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट न्यूट्रिएंट्स होते हैं, जो हमें रेगुलर बेसिस पे हमें डाइट में इंक्लूड करने चाहिए। सो एक्सरसाइज यदि आप रेगुलर करेंगे तो कोलाजन का प्रोडक्शन बढ़ेगा और स्ट्रेस कम रहेगी। इसकी वजह से आपकी स्किन टोन अप दिखेगी। आ, नींद का बहुत बड़ा रोल है, डिटॉक्सिफाई बॉडी को करती है। जो टॉक्सिन एक्यूमुलेट है स्किन के अंदर, उनको ये रिसाइकल करके एक तरीके से आपको आपकी स्किन की टोन को बढ़ाता है और आपकी स्किन को एजिंग से बचाता है। तो यहाँ पे जिंक जो रिच फूड है उसको आपने लेना चाहिए। ऑयस्टर है, चिकन है, लीफी ग्रीन है, सीड्स हैं, नट्स हैं, जो आपके इन्फ्लामेशन को कम करे और आपके इम्यून फंक्शन को बेटर करे। सो यहाँ पे जो आपके सामने ये जो कंडीशन है जिसको हम मलाजमा बोल रहे हैं, इस कंडीशन में आपको हमेशा ध्यान रखना चाहिए सनस्क्रीन तो आप बैग में ही रहनी चाहिए जब आप बाहर निकलें, क्योंकि आपका मेलानिन जो प्रोडक्शन है जैसे आप स्क्रीन पे देख रहे हैं वो बहुत ज्यादा होता है। ऐसे केस में आपको सीटीएम और यूज करने के बाद सनस्क्रीन को आप ज्यादा यूटिलाइज करें। और यहाँ पे एंटीऑक्सीडेंट के रूप में एंटीऑक्सीडेंट के रूप में यदि मैं आपको गाइड करूं और प्रोडक्ट गाइड करूं तो यहाँ पे क्रिल आपको बेटर ऑप्शन है। क्रिल के साथ ऐसे केस में आपको कोलाजन प्रोटीन बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट है। और आपको ऐसे केस के लिए हार्मोन के लिए आप अश्वावन यूज कर सकते हैं, जो हार्मोन की वजह से अनबैलेंसिंग की वजह से कंडीशन आ रही है। तो ये चीजें आप एड ऑन कीजिए। आपको लगता है कि ये भी और साथ में रिंकल्स भी हैं तो ऐसे कि इसमें प्रोटीन को जरूर ऐड कीजिए और आप एसबीटीसी जूस को ऐड ऑन कीजिए अपने डेली के रूटीन में। इसके साथ आप देखेंगे स्किन केयर में ही रिंकल और एंटी एजिंग के मैनेजमेंट में आपको मालूम ही है डाइट और एक्सरसाइज जो हमने डिस्कस करी वो तो जरूरी है ही। सप्लीमेंट्स में कोलाजन है, यंग फ्यूल है, क्रिल है, एसबीटीसी है। और आपको लगता है ज्यादा झुर्रियां हैं एज के कारण, ऐसे केस में हमारे पास एक एक्सक्लूसिव रेंज है जो वर्ल्ड की मोस्ट लग्जरियस प्रोडक्ट की जो फ्रांस से डायरेक्टली आपके पास पहुंच रही है एल्गोथम ब्रांड नेम से। मेरान लाइफ वाली सीरीज में आप उसको यूज करें, आपको विजिबल इम्पैक्ट दिखेगा, विजिबल चेंजेस दिखेंगे पॉजिटिव साइड 15 दिन के अंदर अंदर। सो ये चीजें आप यूज कर सकते हैं। तो यहाँ पे बस मैं ये आप लोगों के साथ डिस्कस करना चाहता था कि ऐसी कंडीशन में नेल्स को देख के आप पहचान सकते हैं या अपनी हेल्थ को मेंटेन कर सकते हैं। और आ, आपके हेयर भी कुछ इंडिकेट कर रहे हैं। यदि आप फास्ट ग्रोइंग हो रही है, हेयर फॉल हो रहा है तो हार्मोनल हो सकता है, स्ट्रेस की वजह से हो सकता है, डेफिशिएंसी की वजह से हो सकता है। तो उसको आइडेंटिफाई कीजिए और उसी के हिसाब से आप प्रोडक्ट को, डाइट को और अपने रूटीन को जरूर मैनेज कीजिए।